Righty then. Good morning. Alright, so today we will be working on the last 3 professions that I needed to get done. I forgot to empty my inventory out. Is that not that? Oh, let's see. So, let's grab all of the crap that I need for these quests. There's a lot, obviously. I should have sorted my inventory out earlier, but... damn, there are a lot of stuff, isn't there, for these quests? It's okay. We only have 3 more. Hopefully my voice doesn't give out while I'm trying to do these. It's a lot. Okay. Rest. So I also got all of my crafters up and gatherers up to 70, so I took on the title Goddess of the Land. Because I am amazing, obviously. Let's go ahead and dump my inventory in here. Most of the stuff I don't need. Most of it needs to go into my retainers. Keep those. No, those. I don't need a chocobo right now. Okay. So, let us see. So, we got all of the things we need. And let's get started by talking to the Carpenter dude. Guildmaster Beaten. What's he beaten? I don't know. If I remember correctly, this guy is kind of eccentric. My first saw. Is it though? Good, you have proven that you know how to grip a saw, but do not mistake it for a mere tool, for it is a part of you, of your arm. You can put... And can you put down part of your arm? No. Mark me then, if you do put it down, and worse, lose the bloody thing, I shall use mine own saw to demonstrate to you the pain of losing a limb. Fabulous. He seems nice. But I jest. One-armed carpenters are scarcely half as useful in my experience. In any case, merely holding a saw does not make you a carpenter, whatever some might think. You must become one with it, and learn to feel with it as you would the wood. To which you must first know the wood. Demonstrate your knowledge by bringing me a length of maple lumber. Maple lumber is made from maple logs, just so. Our man Fariol, by the entrance, will furnish you with such logs for a nominal price. Of course, any fool knows that fresh-cut logs are laden with water. To guard against decay, we use wind shards to hasten the natural drying process. Do not forget to do the same. Yep. I still want to know why the hell I only get one fucking plank from 3 logs. You do understand that's not how wood works, right? Okay. Yes. Or if you're ready, show me what you brought. Yes. Take my wood. Like, look at that. That didn't take 3 freaking logs to make. But apparently it did. Yes, I feel it. The wood tells all. There were no careless cuts. Saw and Carpenter moved as one, as if dancing. Do you see this grain, how it flows softly like syrup? Durable yet pliant, suitable for weapons and armor both. This, child, is maple. Trace the grain with your fingertips and memorize the lines. Consider every characteristic when choosing your materials. That is what it means to know the wood. Hi, good morning, Darkstar. The maple lumber you have brought me is acceptable. You have passed the first test. Yet, for all it has grown, your knowledge is still lacking. You must needs learn more. A true carpenter knows the qualities and uses of every tree in the forest. When you know the lines of the maple better than those upon your own hand, return to me. I shall have another test for you. Until then, child. Yes. Oh, trust me, I know the wood very well. To be the wood. To be or not to be? It is plain from your bearing that you and your saw have begun to move as one, as true partners. Good, you are ready for the second test. You must be the wood. Do I have to saw myself? That sounds painful. Before, you brought me maple lumber to demonstrate your knowledge of wood. This time you will demonstrate your ability to create with it. I bid you craft me 3 maple shields. For this, you will require maple lumber and bronze rivets. As you would expect, our guild supplier, Ferial, has no shortage of that which you require. Should you desire a more economical solution, however, you might consider a more traditional method of acquisition. Many materials essential to our craft are harvested by our steadfast allies, the botanists of the Great Loam Growery. Were you to befriend one of their number, you might be able to come to a mutually beneficial arrangement. Or, if you would rather not be beholden to another, you could even try your hand at botany. Oh, I did. Now go, and do not disappoint me. Yes. What's this? Have you already bent the wood to your will? I have indeed. Take these shields. I don't know why you need 3 of them, but... You are no workaday carpenter. That much is plain. Well done, child. Your shields are most satisfactory. The pattern of the grain, the lingering scent of maple. Your choice of materials is excellent, and the construction above criticism. Few carpenters can claim such skill. The Ellison once favored shield of wood. Did you know this? Today it is not so. They, like your adventurer brethren, are wont to choose the surety of the armorer's metal. But a shield of wood provides ample protection for a lower price. It is readily made and readily replaced if broken. I think the only ones who use wood shields now are conjurers. And while not quite so sturdy, it may yet serve to spare a man his doom just as readily as any shield of metal. To imbue shield and spear with your strength, to pour your life into the wood that others might preserve their own. That is what it means to be the wood. Such responsibility is not to be taken lightly, child. You have mastered the second test, and in so doing have earned the amateur's clawhammer. Though a saw will suffice for many tasks, a carpenter who wields blade and hammer both can perform his trade with greater ease. If you wish to improve as a carpenter, it is essential that you learn to use the 2 tools in combination. Continue to refine your skill, and return to me when you are ready to take the next step. Ooh. Alright, I'm ready to take the next step. Supplies for the sick. Ooh. I see by the wearing of your saw blade that you have not neglected your carpentry since last we spoke. Very good. You will soon be ready for your 3rd and final test. In the meantime, the guild has need of your services. You are familiar with ashwood? Ah, but of course you are. I bid you craft me ash lumber. A simple task, you say? then you shan't have trouble finding me 12 lengths. This is no jest. We used our last few mere moments ago. So you see, this assignment is motivated purely by practical concerns. I would ordinarily handle such a trifling task myself, of course, but I am feeling unwell, and I do believe you would benefit from the practice. Now go, and do not disappoint me. Yes, yes, I got your 12 lengths of lumber. Such a prodigious quantity. Thank you, child. You have done your guild a great service. 3 logs per plank. Why? Ash lumber is renowned for its unparalleled flexibility. Actually, I'm pretty sure if you used 3 logs per plank, the planks would be weird, wouldn't they? Because you'd have to, like, fix them together. It's better to... You know what I'm saying? Anyways. Ash lumber is renowned for its unparalleled flexibility. This quality makes it ideal for use in bows and myriad other weapons. By the same token, ash lumber is easily worked and thus ideal for learning the basics of our craft. Such a versatile material is understandably popular, and so we always have need of more. It may also interest you to know that ash possesses certain medicinal properties. Tea brewed from its bark eases various complaints. Complaints such as that which I am presently afflicted. Excuse me. Suffice to say, I am pleased to see that your lumber is dusted with a sufficiency of bark fragments, but let us return to the subject of carpentry. You have proven yourself more than capable of working without my guidance. If you wish to market your crafts to others, speak with Gontran and the Carline Canopy. He has an abundance of guild leaves waiting to be fulfilled. Continue to refine your skills and return to me when you are ready to take the next step. Are you all right there, buddy old pal? Also, this is the first one that I know exactly where he's judging the wood, because it's right there at that stage that I was sitting earlier. Like all the other ones I couldn't figure out because their workshops were so full, but this one... A carpenter in need. Well met, Corey. Your training as a carpenter is almost complete. Indeed, I had a splendid final test prepared for you. Alas, the plight of one of our guild's newer members demands my attention. The boy's name is Mera Pamera, and he is an adventurer like you, though one of rather less promise. Something troubles the lad, yet he is loath to speak of personal matters with me, though I am the very soul of understanding, as you know. Mayhap you would fare better? I sense that he may be more inclined to speak with a fellow adventurer. Now go, Corey, and do not disappoint me. Are we in it for the gossip? God strike me down for a fool. I'll never be able to finish in time. Please, you must help me. You can make ash shortbows and feathered harpoons, can't you? You see, I went and forgot that I had agreed to craft 2 weapons for the Archers and Lancers Guild for deliver no later than, well, today. But today I am also obligated to complete an order of 100 lengths of oak lumber. The point being that I can't possibly do both, and Timbermaster Beaton is a veritable terror when his wrath is on him. If I dare neglect either duty, he will surely not spare me his saw. He's not that bad. So, while I labor over this lumber, might you consent to craft the goods for the guild? Thank you. Oh, and when you finish them, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver the weapons to the relevant guildmasters. Godspeed. Seriously? You can't deliver the... Okay. What's up, Lucane? Remember me? I've come with a delivery. Welcome, adventurer. To what do we owe the pleasure? I got you a bow. Is this the ash shortbow we ordered? Thank you for delivering it. One of our Miqo'te recruits has been struggling, lest you wonder. Talented though she is, the longbow we furnished her with does not suit a Miqo'te's shorter arms and slighter frame. I know all about that. But I dare say the shortbow, with a lighter draw weight and more modest span, should help her reach her true potential. Indeed, shortbows not unlike this were favored by her ancestors, and some things never change. It is clear to me that a great deal of care went into this shortbow's construction. I will see that our recruit spares no efforts in making the most of this boon. Okay, and to the Lancers Guild. Night adventurer, you do not seem to be here for training. That's because I already finished my training, so there. Ah, the feathered harpoon. My thanks for the delivery. Had we not received it in time, I was considering using a fisherman's harpoon instead. Those are not the same things. You seem surprised. I take it you are not aware that the harpoons we use in battle are born of the humble fisherman's tool? Aye, when Hyrrian fishers migrated inland from the coast, they adapted the tools of their trade for use in the hunting of game. The resulting harpoon proved a fearsome weapon indeed, and so the lancers of old took it for their own. Hard to believe, is it not? I must say, this harpoon is a particularly impressive piece of craftsmanship. My compliments to the carpenter. Okay. So back here. Alright. Alright, I have done quests and things. How kind of you to assist Pamira with the orders. The guildmaster spoke highly of your craftsmanship as well. This is very good. Do not attempt to mislead me. I know full well it was your work. Needless to say, it was necessary to punish the Lalafell. I seem to spend more time sawing apprentices than wood of late. You probably shouldn't saw your apprentices. I jest, of course. A saw is mastered on an apprentice. A saw is wasted on an apprentice. Okay. The stink of blood lingers, making it hard to focus on work. This I know. Dude, my friend. You're kind of scary. I will admit, I was not ignorant of Pamira's situation. In fact, I recognized an opportunity to test your character. You aided your fellow carpenter with no prospect of reward, delivering finely crafted goods when merely serviceable ones would have sufficed, and you claimed no credit. I am proud of you, Corey. There is no doubt in my mind that your talents will serve the nation of Gridania well, and save many lives, just as they will bring about many deaths. This is the responsibility of all who make weapons. But a choice between the deaths of our people and the deaths of our enemies is no choice at all. You have passed the third and final test. Congratulations, Corey. But your actions have demonstrated your understanding of what it means to know the wood, be the wood, and to love the wood. You possess the knowledge, skill, and compassion necessary to master carpentry. By overcoming these trials, you have proven that you are no longer a novice. The sapling is well on its way to becoming a tree. Please don't saw me. You are now a true carpenter of the oak atrium. Yay! You know, though, that however refined your skills may be, there will always be more to learn. Represent us well on your travels, Corey, and return to us often. You shall always be welcome. The Lance's Lesson. Ah, Corey, my thoughts have turned to you lately. I trust you have honed your skills further since last we met. In that case, I have a request. Mayhap you have made iron lances before for your customers? However, you have not made them for me. As you doubtless know, my standards differ from those of others. An iron lance's design is one of elegance and simplicity, and I would see you demonstrate your understanding of those qualities through your work. This I ask of all of my charges. The iron lance is a marriage of elm, iron, and leather. As you are doubtless aware, the requisite elm lumber and circles of leather are readily available within the city. Iron ingots, however, are much rarer, as they are forged by the smiths of Limsa. Procuring them will prove far more problematic. You must steel yourself for a long and arduous journey, Corey. The wilderness is infested with unspeakable horrors, and the roads are watched by bandit hordes. Ah, but I jest. While such arduous character-building trials may have been possible once upon a time, they are, alas, simply unfeasible now. You need only browse the market boards or enlist the aid of a blacksmithing associate to obtain the iron you require. Oh, and there is but one more thing you must do. I would have you attach a single materia to the lance you craft. Any type will suffice. I find it hard to believe that an experienced adventurer like yourself could be unfamiliar with the substance, but on the off chance that you are, I suggest you seek out that goblin fellow in central Thanalan. There is no one more knowledgeable on the subject, or so I've heard. Yep, been there, done that. When you are in possession of all the necessary materials, I bid you craft me a single materia-enhanced iron lance. Yes, I have brought you your lance. You do not disappoint, Corey. Your lance exceeds my expectations. These formidable weapons were originally intended for use by the Ishgardian cavalry, and were designed with the aim of maximizing their bearer's effectiveness on the field of battle. By utilizing the speed of his mount, a lance-wielding knight could easily deliver a devastating blow that would cripple, if not outright kill. But this mode of attack placed significant strain on both the rider and his weapon. Should the latter fail, the knight would be left defenseless. Needless to say, the iron lance proved to be anything but prone to failure, eventually prompting Gridanian wood whalers to adopt it as their own. The differences between the modern Gridanian weapon and the Ishgardian original are not so substantial, amounting to little more than a smaller ram plate. Our lancers do not require the same protection as a mounted knight, you see. Fascinating, is it not, the history our weapons carry, how they change and evolve to meet different demands? Truly, all things possess potential for growth, weapons and armor, forests and cities, and aspiring carpenters. Remember this too, Corey. The iron lance is a marvelous weapon, not because it does not bend at the moment of impact, but because it does not break. To bend yet not break, to endure and persevere, and finally triumph. When I gaze upon this lance, I am reminded of the singular importance of resolve, a quality I saw in you when first you joined us, and that will serve you well in the future. Whatever troubles you may face, remain resolute as an iron lance, and you will succeed. Alrighty then. A crisis of confidence. By the way, that puts me at level 76 on Carpenter. Oh, Corey, you look well. If you have come in search of work, I fear I have nothing to offer. Though if you have no other pressing responsibilities, you might consider spending some time with the younglings in the acorn orchard. The workshop has demanded my full attention of late, and I have been unable to see to them myself. That will be all, Corey. But you're supposed to make me craft something. Some master you are. What's your problem? So we did a side quest for this kid before. Hey, you're one of those adventurers that joined the guild. down in the dumps, is he? No wonder he hasn't visited in ages. I've seen him like this before. I'll bet it's because he can't think of anything new to make. He's no fun when he's like this. I prefer it when he's waving his saw around and threatening to tie his useless new apprentices to Figaga's gift and... Wait, I know. You're a pretty good carpenter, right? Then you can make a high-quality walnut lumber. You know how he's always saying stuff like you must know the wood and all that? Well, I bet if we gave him some really good wood, it'd cheer him up in no time. I know it sounds a bit strange, but then he is a bit strange, isn't he? And we have to try something. I miss the mean old beaten. Hey boss, I made you something nice. Leave me be, Corey. I must focus. On what? You're not doing anything. What is this malaise which plagues me? I thought myself resolute as an iron lance, and yet... Here, have some lumber. Shall I beat you over the head with it? Yes, I feel it. I feel it. This high-quality walnut lumber. It is your handiwork, is it not? Dense, durable, and expertly finished. There is no doubting your skill, Corey. Honestly, that sounds a lot like me. I'm very dense, very durable, and expertly finisher. Yeah. Okay, walnut furniture was once quite popular in Ul'dah. Mayhap we could revive that tradition. Or better yet, produce a sturdier base for a new vanplate design. The possibilities are endless. Thanks to you, Corey, it seems I am now paralyzed with indecision. How you have grown in so short a time. You remind me of a dear friend, another soul possessed of great passion. Though we walked different paths, we pushed each other to give nothing less than our utmost. He even helped me through those times when inspiration failed me. I see much of him in you, and so I know I can hold you to the same high standards. Return to your work, Corey, and do not disappoint me. Between Captain and Conjurer. It is good you have come, Corey. Your talents are needed for a commission. The clients ask for you by name, in fact. It would seem that the adventurer-turned-carpenter has earned herself a reputation. You are to craft a walnut cane of unparalleled quality. When it is ready, bring it to me. I will not permit you to deliver anything less than perfection. Yep, made your cane. You've done well, Corey. The gentle curve of the crook appears natural, as if it was designed to take such a shape. Indeed, your skillful application of growth formula has imbued this cane with new life, giving it the appearance of unworked wood. Wands and canes are perhaps the purest expression of the carpenter's creed, in that the finished product is a celebration of the wood's past life. Conjurers, of course, highly attuned to the natural world. Hence it is no small coup to craft a cane that satisfies. But your cane should meet with the client's approval. You may go and deliver it to him at the Adder's Nest. To the Adder's Nest. Also, I will eventually get back to the main story quest. I am sorry, guys. This is taking me forever. Sorry. Anyways. Where is the guy? There he is. Yes, I'm waiting for a carpenter from the guild. Why do you ask? Got your cane. So this is Beaton's famed disciple. It pleases me that I can finally put a face to the name. I am Gerhard. Though I myself have no talent for conjuring, it is plain to see that this cane is exquisitely wrought. Aye, the cane is not for me. It is meant for a conjurer recently assigned to my units. Her name is, Pognette? on it. A talented but stubborn soul who has thus far resisted my every attempt to ingrate her into our ranks. I have been here long enough to know that Gridanians can be rather protective of their city, and that this can manifest itself in a deep mistrust of outsiders. However, I cannot simply order her to set aside her prejudices. I need her to trust me of her own volition. It is my hope that giving her this cane, she will at least accept my leadership. You will find her in Stillblade Fane. Please give it to her on my behalf. My nose is kind of stuffy. Hopefully I can finish all of these quests. Ethernet. Conjurer's Guild. Yeah, this will probably be... I'll probably take a couple of days off after this. I just really want to finish all of these quests. Get all of the side stuff out of the way. How long does the captain intend to keep me waiting? Does he have any idea how much time a conjurer has to spare? A gift? That Alamigan kept me waiting this long for some trinket he did not even see fit to deliver himself? Typical. These foreigners truly don't have the first idea about... Gods, it can't be! A walnut cane? And one so finely wrought that I scarce believe it man-made. To conjurers, our canes are the physical representation of our connection with the living world. They provide a focus for us to channel the forces of nature and weave spells. To possess a cane made of walnut is a dream most conjurers share, and I am no different. I see the beauty of this cane and the heart of the woman who made it. That an outsider could craft this flawless cane, Forgive my impropriety, adventurer. I have never paid outsiders any mind, imagining them incapable of comprehending Gridanian tradition. You can take your tradition and shove it up your ass! Yet it seems that it was I who failed to comprehend. You have humbled me, adventurer, and opened my eyes. It is clear that you have worked hard to learn our ways, as has Captain Gerhard. I cannot thank you both enough. Though I do not deserve this cane, I swear that I will do my utmost to earn it. My thanks again, adventurer. Should you meet with the captain before I do, please convey my gratitude. And then I have to go report back. Okay. I knew it would not be easy pleasing her, but I never doubted that Beaton's finest could deliver it. Huh? I wonder, how is he? Still working too hard, I presume? So it goes. Anyway, duty calls. Thank you again, Corey. Please give my regards to the Timber Master. To the Timber Master. I kind of wonder what this Lalafell is trying to build here. Also, what is this? Oh, that's a big saw. Fabulous. Okay. Welcome back, Corey. Was the client satisfied? Interesting. So the client was not a conjurer himself. In any case, I'm glad to hear that the intended recipient was satisfied. I must know, Corey, who is this client? I only received their messenger, and I cannot fathom why they would not come in person. Gerhard? You are certain? I thought him far from Gridania, on campaign. When did he return? And why would he not greet me in person? We have known each other for so many years. Well, I can only assume that his duties leave no time for such niceties. I am glad to hear he is home and well. Thank you for attending to his request, Corey. I look forward to our next meeting. You're probably right. I don't know. Growing apart. Well, if it isn't Corey. You grow more popular with every commission. Take that walnut cane, for example. You remember, don't you? The one you crafted not long ago? That was 2 seconds ago. It must have left quite the impression on Gerhard, because he has once again requested your services. This time he would have you craft an oak longbow, a quality longbow, but I presume you already knew that. Gerhard's squad is considered one of the finest units in the Yellow Serpents. They are oft tasked with dangerous missions while carrying them deep into hostile territory. Our soldiers should never want for the best material. I trust you will not disappoint, Corey? Yep. Yep, here's your longbow. Marvelous, simply marvelous. Some carpenters claim that oak is ill-suited for use in longbows, and that other woods are far preferable. But I would say that you've chosen your materials well. This particular specimen is both hard and elastic, and I see no reason to believe it will take a permanent bend. Of course, we have you to thank for that. The finest materials are nothing without a skilled craftsman to mold them. Indeed, this longbow is a testament to your ever-growing skills. Gerhard will approve. You may take it to him at the Adder's Nest. Corey, do you have the longbow I requested? Yep. My word, I see my faith in you was not misplaced. I have a young archer under my command who will be thrilled to receive this. It's of critical importance that my squad keeps its weapons and armor in good shape. Our reconnaissance missions often require that we spend weeks in isolation, without any form of support. In fact, we leave for our next mission on the morrow. Unfortunately, this means I must once again postpone my visit to the guild. If Beaton complains, just give him a piece of quality lumber on my behalf. That should provide ample distraction. He's always been more passionate about his work than anything else. But I imagine you learned that long ago. Until we meet again, Corey. Gerhard was satisfied then. Good. Another mission? I understand. We are both professionals, with responsibilities that cannot be ignored. Even so, it always gives me cause for worry. I do not question his ability to come as commander or as an archer, but irrational as it may be, forgive me. I am cursed with an overactive imagination. It is nothing. Never mind. We shall speak again when next I have a commission for you. Yeah, give me them commissions. Memento Mori. Corey, you minx, if I didn't know better, I'd say Gerhard was spittin' with you. He's given you another commission, this time for an oak composite bow. In case you were unaware, such a bow can only be wielded by a master archer, with years upon years of experience in the field. Don't you see? You are to craft a bow for Gerhard himself. You are to give this commission your undivided attention, Corey. While simply crafting an oak composite bow is no small feat, I will not permit you to present anything less than perfection. Have I made myself clear? Good, now go. Yes. Here's your perfection. Even experienced carpenters can find constructing a composite bow to be a daunting task, given the complexity of the design and the variety of materials required. but the resulting product is well worth the price. This union of wood, bone, and sinew possesses the power of a self bow more than twice its size. This makes it ideal for archers who must travel with minimal supplies and cannot afford to carry heavier equipment. No matter how much I search, I cannot find flaw with your craftsmanship. Your materials, your execution, it is all, for want of a better word, perfect. It comforts me to know Gerhard will wield this formidable weapon. Deliver it to him with my blessings. Greetings, I believe you have a delivery for me. Yep, got your bow. Now this is a fine bow, worthy of the bow lord himself. The girl will be pleased. What's that? Beaton thought this was for me? Oh no, this was for another one of my archers. I have a perfectly serviceable bow which has served me for many years. Beaton ought to know, he made it. Ah, those were the days. He, the young initiate, I, the aspiring serpent. He wasn't always so damn cocksure, you know. Back then, he was full of doubts and questions. The maple longbow he made me might not look much to you, but to me, it's the perfect weapon. I intend to use it until the day I die. Not that I intend to die any time soon, of course. Now then, I believe I have a delivery of my own to make, if you'll excuse me, Corey. Aw, that's cute. Oh, right, can't fucking mount in cities. Why can't I mount in cities? I don't know. I know how to walk, I swear. Welcome back, Corey. Was Gerhard well? What? He still uses that longbow I made as an initiate? I didn't think he kept it. But a twin adder captain deserves a far finer weapon. I should offer to craft him a new one. Until the day I die. What nonsense. Surely that longbow is no more than a mangled stick at this point. If it were to break during battle, he would only have himself to blame. But I cannot stand idly by while he... No, I will give this no more thought. He's an experienced soldier. He would never be so reckless. Oh, I did not realize you were still here, Corey. You may go. I have nothing else for you today. Here's this friendship is cute. Gone till the 6th astral moon. Not now, Corey. I have too much on my mind. I do not intend for things to become so heated, yet Gerhard refused to listen to reason, and I... Never mind. Leave me to my work. If you still desire company, perhaps young Nico... I'm gonna call him Nico. That's... I mean, they like to stop pronouncing names halfway through anyways. Nikolai. Let's call him Nikolai. Remember you? Corey, right? Let me guess. Beaton told you to go away again. He's been like that since Gerhard left. He had some commission for the guild, but Beaton wouldn't accept it because of an old bow or something. There was shouting, and Beaton threw him out. They're both acting like younglings. I don't know if it'll help, but maybe you should talk with Gerhard about what happened. I think he went back to the Adder's Nest. Leave old Beaton to me. I'll talk some sense into him. Alright, what's going on? I know you guys are friends. You shouldn't be arguing like toddlers. Corey, what brings you here? So you heard about what happened at the guild. It is unfortunate that the children bore witness to the dispute. And it is even more unfortunate that I must ask you to become involved. My request was intended for the Timbermaster himself, but since he has refused me, I have no choice. I need a cobalt halberd, a jade crook, and a yew longbow. Your best quality, and as fast as possible. This equipment is required for a mission of grave import, which is why I first approached the Timbermaster. But you are also a proven artisan, Corey, so I think I can safely entrust it to you. Nevertheless, I must ask that you present the finished items to Beaton for inspection. If he judges them acceptable, then I will gladly accept. Back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. I feel it necessary to apologize for my earlier behavior, Corey. It was unbecoming of a timbermaster. So you agreed to fill Gerhard's order. Very well, let me see what you have wrought. Lots of crap. You chose your bow staves wisely. I see no imperfections in the yew which would interfere with performance. The rosewood reinforcements appear solid, and the sinew bone string is of excellent quality. I have no objections to this bow, and I believe that this is the first time I have judged a halberd of your creation. Fascinating weapons, halberds. Did you know they were a Hellsguard invention? Their marauders first used them to repel mounted units. A skilled wielder could easily pull a rider from his saddle. Oh, that's cool. As for this particular halberd, I have no criticisms. In fact, given the quality of the axe blade, I can't help but wonder if you'd been studying blacksmithing. I have. Though, even if you were pursuing other disciplines, this crook proves that you have not neglected your carpentry. The luxurious reddish browns of the mahogany, the entrancing green of the jadeite. It is a true expression of Gridanian's philosophy, a triumph of craftsmanship, made only with the necessary materials. Bravo, Corey. I was wrong to deny Gerhard, but thanks to you, his squad will not suffer for my stubbornness. I only pray that he reconsiders my offer. Ah, yes. You may proceed with the delivery. Beaton had no objections? Excellent. And if you would hand me the weapons? Yep, here's your weapons. When we first met, the quality of your work was already impressive. I must say, though, that looking at your most recent products, it is clear even to me that you have grown tremendously, both professionally and personally. Or maybe it's more obvious when contrasted with Beaton's. No, that is hypocritical of me to say. I am as much to blame for our squabble as he. I swear when we fought it was as though nothing had ever changed. In any case, I thank you for your hard work. This next mission may be our most dangerous yet, and it gives me great comfort to know my squad is equipped with the finest weapons. It may be some time before I see you and Beaton again. Please give him my regards. I really think you should just go to the guild and hang out for a bit, but, whatever. It would save me having to run back and forth. Was he pleased? Oh, once again, he fails to deliver his farewells in person. Yet a soldier must serve, and a carpenter must craft. These are the lives we have chosen. I tried to reason with him. I offered to replace his longbow, but he refused to face reality. That bow will not last another moon, if even that. But my fervent protestations fell on deaf ears. I allowed my temper to overwhelm me, and I said many things I now regret. When he returns to Gridania, we should have much to discuss. I pray that day comes soon. Aww. Alright. Last one? The last one. Saving Captain Gerhard. I assume we're gonna craft him a bow. Oh, Corey, it's horrible. It's so horrible. An officer from the Adder's Nest came to speak with me. In the North Shroud, near Ixali territory, they found Gerhard's longbow. I saw the fragments myself. It was the selfsame maple longbow I made all those years ago, which means Gerhard is... I wish to be alone right now, Corey. Go, be with your loved ones, or play with the younglings in the acorn orchard. I'll go play with the younglings. I don't have no loved ones. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. Hey, Corey, it's good you weren't here earlier when Beaton heard the news. He went on a rampage in the workshop, howling like an animal and breaking anything within reach with his bare hands. I don't think we can help him this time, but if you want to try, you could give him some really, really good wood, like, say, the best length of rosewood lumber you can make. Maybe that would work? Should I beat him upside the head with it? Why have you returned? I told you I wish to be alone. Take this lumber or I'll beat you with it. This, this is... This is an exquisite length of rosewood lumber, truly the culmination of decades of growth and maturation. I know you mean well, Corey, but it is no use. My thoughts remain with Gerhard. Like a young sapling, he matured into a magnificent tree, only to be cut down before his... Wait, what am I saying? Gerhard was no sapling. He was one of our finest, and the scouts. The scouts found signs of a skirmish, but no bodies. Do you not see? He must still be alive. He and his squads are out there somewhere, isolated and likely low on supplies. I know for a fact that he only carries one bow, so if that weapon has been broken, Matron for friend, he could be defenseless. He must needs be sent a new one straight away, but I fear I'm in no condition to craft it. In my earlier foolish tantrum, I injured my hand, and have not the strength to grip a saw. Dumbass! Honestly, this guy kind of reminds me of you, Darkstar. You must be the one to craft Gerhard's bow, Corey. I beg of you. Make him a peerless crab bow and affix to it a savage aim materia of the 3rd grade. Once finished, seek out Gerhard and his men in the North Shroud. The fragments of his old longbow were found not far from Alder Spring. If the matron is merciful, you will find him not far from there. Please, Corey, you are my one and only hope. You're gonna make me travel for this mission? God damn it. Alright. Let's see. Oh! I found him! He's alive! What do you think you're doing here? Take cover, you fool! There are Ixal about! I think I'll be fine. Want me to pull out my spear and help out? Damn it, Corey, this is no place for a carpenter. I'm also an adventurer. A bow? Did Beaton send you all this way just to deliver a bow? He... Gods bless that stubborn fool. I should have listened when he said that my maple longbow was at its limit. My thanks, Corey. If it weren't for you, I don't know what I would have done. Now keep your head down. I have a chieftain to slay. Want me to help? I can pull out my bow. Right between the eyes. He just one-shot that chieftain. That's what happens when I give some random dude a level 50 fucking, bow. They're all of a sudden OP. Especially when fighting these, like what, level 9s or 10s? Let's see. What are they? I assume it's these guys over here. Level 5s. Just murdered a bunch of level 5s with a level 50 bow. Fabulous. I don't know why I'm walking. Probably because I'm a weirdo. Alright. Your best friend is still alive. I could kiss you, Corey. He lives. Gerhard lives. Please don't kiss me. I owe you a debt that can never be repaid. 1,000 times over. I thank you. You came to us as a seedling, yet now you are as a heaven's pillar. There is naught else I have to teach you. In fact, you have inspired me to reflect on my own deficiencies. Minor though they may be, I would be remiss if I neglected personal development. Though you are no longer under my tutelage, I trust you will continue to hone your craft as well. Best of luck to you, Corey. Ooh, what does the hat look like? Right. That's like a quill. That's cute. Kind of a wooden quill type thing. I like it. And that is the Carpenter's Quest. Woo! Alright. Next set. To the Leatherworkers Guild. She's a woman. Actually, her outfit is kind of cute. Alright. My first head knife. Well, you passed the first test, gripping your knife by the handle and not the pointy end. Now it's time to see how well you can wield it. Make me a circle of leather. You'll need an animal skin to do so. Newcomers to our craft often imagine that they need to hunt in order to obtain their materials. But if you have the sense the gods gave a chocobo's arse, you'd realize that's hardly the case. Osgith, over by our receptionist, sells more of the items commonly used in our craft. However, she cannot supply you with earth shards. And that's it for my advice. The rest is up to you. Once you've made the circle of leather, bring it here to be inspected. I can't say I have great expectations for your work. Just see to it you do not waste good skins. Now, away with you. Isn't the leather ready yet? When you finish, bring it here to be inspected. See Osgith if you lack the necessary materials. I got your leather. Aye, this is indeed leather, after a fashion. Your work is amateurish, amateurish in the extreme. The leather is unevenly tanned and practically unusable. You're full of shit. But you show promise. Well, about as much promise as the leather you haphazardly crafted. Still, it is apparent that you paid due respect to the life from which it came. Had you performed any worse, I'd have cast you out without a second thought. But you didn't, so I won't. Approach each task in earnest, as you did today, and I'll continue to advise you. However, you alone are responsible for your development. This is a business we're running, and neither I nor your seniors have time to hold your hand. Apply yourself to learning our techniques, and return here when you have acquired some skill. Mayhap then I will have an errand for you to run. Yes, yes. A test of technique. Getting used to that knife I gave you. God knows it doesn't happen very often, but you've chanced to find me unoccupied. How about you show me what you've learned? Let's see you make 3 leather chokers. After all, there's more to our craft than simply tanning hides, and chokers are just about the simplest things one can make. You'll need circles of leather and animal sinew to accomplish this task. Osgith can provide the sinew, and I'm sure you recall the method for making leather. I hope your technique has improved since last time. Now, while we have an ample stock of skins, there are other means of procuring your materials. Hunting for your own pelts, for instance. I know what I said about that before, but that was about assuming it was necessary. Choosing to do so is another matter. Indeed, it may teach you to appreciate the source of your livelihood. Not all leatherworkers are wont to choose this method, but you are an adventurer, are you not? When you've finished your work, bring your chokers here for inspection. You finished your work then? Yes, I got your chokers. I suppose there is no denying that these are leather chokers. If truth be told, an Opa could have achieved similar results given skin, sinew, and time. Rude. You're kind of an ass, aren't you? Oh, but I don't mean to make light of your efforts. You fulfilled the order precisely as requested. A job well done. Now then, I will teach you something of supplementing your learning. Through physical training, the body can be made stronger and resistant to injury. Not so the throat, which ever remains a vulnerable point. Although a leather choker provides less protection than metal gorgets, its simple design makes it ideal for everyday applications. The simplicity also makes it an ideal choice for beginners practicing basic techniques, and for guildmasters assessing their progress. As you are, you would make a passable leatherworker, one among the nameless multitudes who scrape a living out there. Whether you rise to become something more is contingent upon your efforts. Consider this amateur's all a reward for your efforts. You'll find it an indispensable partner to the head knife as you continue your training. Now I must return to my work. If you chance to find me unoccupied again, mayhap I will teach you something else. Till then, keep your nose to the grindstone. I mean, you haven't really taught me anything. You just told me to craft things. But whatever. Gava's Gambit. How are your techniques coming along? If you honestly think you've improved, then I have a new task for you. But before that, let me ask, are you familiar with the Fenil brand? You are familiar with the Fenil brand, are you not? Sure. No, I'm not. But of course, how silly of me. Even an adventurer hailing from distant lands should know the most famous brand of leather goods in Eorzea. Anyway, all goods sold under the distinguished Fenil name are crafted by none other than our leatherworkers. We've been asked to fulfill an especially large order on short notice, and so our stores of hard leather are nearly depleted. I was considering how best to handle this situation when you arrived. I'm sure you see where this is going. We need a dozen circles of hard leather, as fast as you can make them. Quickly now, go! Please tell me you brought the hard leather. Yes, I got your leather. Well, these are better than I expected. It is more difficult to boil leather than to tan it, but the process results in a stronger, more durable product. These properties make hard leather the material of choice for those who prefer stouter armor. The fruits of your labor shall serve the guild well, as training materials for new initiates. You seem troubled. Surely you did not imagine that your leather would be used in the construction of fennel goods? Oh gods, no. Only our elite leatherworkers, handpicked by me, are permitted to make wares that bear the fennel name. While we have enough hard leather to complete the fennel commission, some of the materials used, despite being of excellent quality, were originally intended to be distributed as practice materials. As such, the initiate supply ran dangerously low. Why don't you just have your fucking initiates craft? Okay, you know what? What do I know? Come now, there is no call to be disheartened. Do you not see that in furnishing the beginners with supplies, you have proven that you are no longer a beginner? You have given them that which they could not make themselves. When you first arrived, I would never have entrusted you with such a task. Make no mistake, you are improving. Why, at this rate, my great-great-grandchildren may yet commission you to make a shoe sole, or even two. Can I hit her? Speaking of commissions, I think you've proven yourself sufficiently skilled to handle orders without my supervision. Go and see Gontran at the Carline Canopy if you're interested in taking on a few guild leaves. You would gain much-needed experience and earn yourself some coin besides. But enough chatter. Come and see me again when you have further refined your technique. Oh, and if you make it during my lifetime, I dare say you'll find me in a more talkative mood. Working hills for leather. Corey, you couldn't have come at a better time. We urgently need someone to craft a pair of hard leather caligae and a hard leather choker. Do you think you can handle both? To explain the situation, I had entrusted the commission to another leatherworker, but found the quality of his work so wholly unacceptable that I had no choice but to demand that he start again. Naturally, I gave the fellow a sound dressing down, reminding him that he had dishonored the name of Fennel, and so on, only for him to run off bawling, leaving a trail of snot and tears in his wake. Needless to say, I was more than a little concerned. After all, there was a very real possibility that I was going to have to keep a customer waiting. But thanks to your timely arrival, everything will be put to rights. What about the guy who was okay. As I've already mentioned, I need you to craft the 2 articles in your overly sensitive colleague's stead. This will be your first task, undertaken for Fennel Fineries. This is an opportunity few leatherworkers receive. See that you don't squander it. What is it? Troubled by the crushing weight of expectation? Well, you may cast your fears aside. You've done yourself credit thus far, carrying out my instructions with nary a complaint and taking all my criticisms on the chin. I know that you won't shame us. And ever should the worst come to the worst, I know you'll have the good grace to go before the customer and apologize in person. But enough talk. You had best get started if you're to complete the order on time. Oh yeah, I got your food. The 2 pieces are ready, you say? That remains to be seen. Yep. The leather used is well made, and the articles look as they should. The construction is solid, good. As you know, this type of leather is valued for its toughness and durability, yet these same qualities make it troublesome to work. An inexperienced leatherworker often ruins the material with shoddy stitching and poor molding, resulting in a final product that is misshapen, brittle, and liable to fall apart. Your caligae and choker, however, bear none of the hallmarks of amateurism. Your construction is solid, and your leather has retained its strength. You have grown considerably as a leatherworker, Corey. Your latest creation attests to this. Hey, she complimented me. But you still have some ways to go. The clasps aren't securely fastened, and the stitching needs to be tighter. In short, you must learn to pay more attention to the details. These articles aren't quite fit to be placed into the customer's hands, but they can be salvaged. You have done your part well. I will see to the rest. In the meantime, I would have you attend to something else. It is an important duty, and one that is all too too often overlooked by artisans, namely taking responsibility for falling short of expectations. As the guild's reception area, you will find an Uldan gentleman named Sasabati, one of our regular customers. It is he who placed the order for the Caligae and Choker. I would have you go to him and kneel in apology for the delay. Are you kidding me? If you weren't such a fucking bitch, they would be perfectly fine. Those were high quality goods, okay? Full of shit. My son's name day is fast approaching, so I thought I would gift him the finest protectives money can buy, and none are finer in the realm than Fenil. Oh, right, I gotta kneel. Kneel. Huh? What in the name of the 12 are you doing? Do get up. What's that? My order is delayed, you say? Is that all? And there I was thinking something terrible had happened. It's quite all right, truly. I came here precisely because the Leatherworkers Guild has never compromised on quality. This trifling delay only confirms to me that the principles still endure. Anyway, it is very kind of you to bring me word. By the by, your face is unfamiliar to me. Are you new to the guild? So Geva herself is applying the finishing touches to your handiwork even as we speak? Well, I dare say the guildmaster sees promise in you. Why else would she consider your work worthy of her personal attention? She is famous for having to cut up far more experienced leatherworkers' efforts for scraps, and that before their very eyes. As for encouraging you to come and apologize, some may think that Geva goes too far, but it is simply her way of educating her own in the finer points of business. As a native of Ul'dah, I may say with some confidence that it is an education worth enduring. Well, it has been a pleasure to meet a rising star of the Leatherworkers Guild, and that is no hollow flattery I speak. Your name is Corey, Foxy, yes? I shall observe your career here with great interest. In fact, the next time I place an order at Fenil Fineries, I shall make a point on insisting that you are given the job. Gee, the reward for hard work is more hard work. Okay. I'll go to everything. Oh, hold on. I need to adjust. Oof. Oof. Okay. Ah, there you are, Corey. I hope you've been working on your techniques, because I have a difficult task for you. Well, mayhap not as difficult as I had originally intended. I had thought to bid you prepare 100 circles of algoat leather, but instead I want to gauge your aptitude for materia melding. You have at least a passing familiarity with materia, correct? The crystallized substance often used to enhance the properties of weapons and armor? Yes, I'm well aware. I certainly hope you do, Corey, because an experienced leatherworker is expected to possess the skills to meld materia to his wares. For this task, you will affix a single materia to a pair of goatskin leggings. What type of materia you use is of no consequence. What matters is your ability to successfully attach it. And it goes without saying that you must make the leggings as well. To do so, you'll need cotton cloth and algoat leather. Most cotton cloth is produced by the weavers of Ul'dah's sun silk tapestries, while algoat leather is of course obtained from algoats, which roam the deserts of Thanalan. Lest you think I mean to send you all the way to the Sultanate, fear not. If you can attain your materials by perusing the market boards or by eliciting the help of friends, by all means do so. That said, a trip to central Thanalan might be warranted if you know nothing of materia. There's a goblin somewhere out there who's said to be an authority on the subject. Now roll along and get crafting, Corey. Are the leggings ready yet? I trust you didn't forget to attach the materia to it. I sure hope not. I was pretty sure I attached all the materia necessary, but, you know, there's always mistakes. Like, while I was going through, I realized I had forgotten to, when I was going through my checklist to put everything into my inventory, I realized I had forgotten a piece of leather. So, yeah. But it was a simple craft, so I just handled it. Well, they could be worse. I don't know how long you've been about this adventuring business, Corey, but did you know that leggings were once no more than strips of cloth or leather? It's true. We used to wrap each leg with a single long strip from ankle to knee. Nowadays, of course, designs which extend to the thigh are far more popular. Soft, lightweight leggings like these provide the balance of protection and flexibility demanded by the woodwheelers, the god's quiver, and adventurers like your good self. Based on your leggings, I'd say you understood well the importance of these qualities, not to mention the basics of material melding. Indeed, if I were to judge your performance on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give you a 6. No, a 7! I mean, that's high praise coming from this bitch. The remaining 3 points, you ask? Quite simple, really. Your leggings were made from skins, which were taken from living creatures. The 12's wood is filled with the wealth of life, which we leatherworkers must take in order to craft our products. Do you know how that owl goat lived? How it was killed and skinned? Do you understand how these skins find their way into our hands? Yes, I murdered the fucking bitch, and then I stole his skin! To understand this process is to understand life itself. Those leatherworkers whose creations truly deserve to bear the name Fennel have faced this burden and accepted it. To them, it's simply truth. Therein lies the difference between the good and the great. Your leggings are fine, Corey. It is you that needs improvement. Call me an incurable optimist, but I do not think it beyond you. You know, I've got a skinning knife right here. And your scalp looks awfully pretty. I bet it would make a great leather. Hold on, I need to check my phone. Nothing important. Study your materials and learn their history. Practice your craft and keep discovering new techniques. That is still your path forward. Yeah. And who knows, mayhap one day I'll allow you to represent the guild in the annual exhibition, and pit your skills against the finest craftsmen in all of Gridania. Of course, that day, should it ever come, is yet a long way off. Still, it is good to have a goal, however distant, is it not? Skin in the game. Oh, he'll pay. I swear by Louis Suave's beard, I'll tether the skin from his... Corey, it's good to see you here. Listen to this. An Uldan merchant has set about blackening the guild's good name. He claims that some toad leather we sold him is, I quote, of inferior quality. Ah, you heard me, inferior. The gall of the man, I swear to you, I would be the very soul of contrition if his allegations were proven true, but they just seem so utterly unthinkable. Why, he claims the leather was unevenly tanned and still reeking of toad slime. It's clear that whoever made that leather didn't know the first thing about working with toad skin, which means that there's no way in the 7 hells that it came from us. Believe me when I tell you, Corey, I'll be deep in the cold, hard ground before I permit such shoddy work to bear our name. The very thought of some two-gill hide mangler claiming to represent this guild makes me want to... Gosh! Ultimately, it doesn't matter that this isn't our handiwork. If our customers begin to suspect that our standards are slipping and that we are not showing our materials the proper respect, our good name will be lost, and our many years of hard work will have been for naught. We cannot let that happen. Though I am certain we have done no wrong, we need to make this right. We'll settle this with a display of authentic craftsmanship. Prepare a circle of high-quality toad leather and bring it to me for inspection. Understood? Yep. Yep. Got your leather right here. Killed the toads myself. This will do nicely, Corey. You clearly understand the unique properties of toad skin and how best to harness them. This leather is sturdy, flexible, and completely free of unpleasant odors. There is but one thing left to do. I want you to take this toad leather, march down to the Carline canopy, and shove it in this Amar's face. Show the impertinent fool what real fennel quality looks like. Wait, you're letting me represent the brand? Wow. This must have been really good leather. That's not a door. I wish they would stop making doors that aren't doors. Okay, who's down here? Completely and utterly unacceptable. Shame on Finil and their vainglorious claims. How could anyone call this rubbish toad leather? This is toad leather. About time one of you charlatans showed up. What is this? More toad leather? I demand a full refund, not more of your... Wait, is this? By the 12. I have never seen such exquisite toad leather. This would make an excellent belt or bag. Am I to understand that you are a producer of Finil goods, and you bring this to me by special order of the legendary Geva herself? What in the world is the meaning of this? Yours is a fraud! I am most terribly sorry, good lady. When the merchant told me it was Gridanian leather, I naturally assumed that this Angrabotha was somehow affiliated with Finil. Angrabotha. I'm gonna remember that name. No, I'm gonna immediately forget it. I should have known it was too good to be true. A fraction of the time, a fraction of the price, he said. Well, I certainly got what I paid for. I mean, I never even heard of Angrabotha before, but everyone knows that Gridania is famous for... No, no more excuses. It is my responsibility as a merchant to evaluate the supplier, and my own damn fault that I purchased an inferior product. That's true. Reputation is everything in this world, and I fear I have unjustly besmirched your guilds. And yet, despite all that, the great gave us saw fit to gift me this exquisite leather. Well, I too have a reputation to uphold. This gesture cannot go unanswered. Alright. Back to the guild. Alright. Excellent work, Corey. That bastard Amar felt so appallingly guilty he rushed over here to beg my forgiveness in person. I have witnessed some groveling in my time, but his was a truly masterful display. Bowing, stuttering, sniveling, it had it all. Oh, how I wish you had seen it, Corey. A proud Uldan merchant, humbled by a circle of toad leather. You've improved more than I thought. Now all we have to do is find out who's making this Angrabotha dross. Our contrite friend said that he had been told it was a new Gridanian brand, but no one here has heard of it. New Gridanian brand, snort. It's obvious they meant to capitalize on our good name. I'd like to meet the man who made that toad leather. Actually, Corey, should you happen across him on your travels, I'd consider it a personal favor if you would flay the skin from his back and make me a pair of soles, so that I can grind him into the dirt every single day. Agreed. Toadskins of the Father. There you are, Corey. Just the leatherworker I was looking for. Well, one of several I would consider asking, but that's besides the point. Anyway, I have a task for you. Mere moments ago, we received an older gentleman who demanded that we give his commission priority. Needless to say, I refused him without hesitation and had him thrown out. In retrospect, however, I believe his forwardness may have owed more to desperation than mere impatience. Could you perhaps speak with this client on my behalf? I am told he was last seen heading east, in the direction of the market stalls. Of course, he may have gone further than that, but being an energetic adventurer, I'm sure you'll find him eventually. Fabulous. Yeah, it's fine. I'll do your job for you. Nope. Now let's see. Is this the guy? Cameline? He's so mopey. You are a leatherworker. Thank you for coming to see me. I know that my behavior at the guild was inexcusable. Permit me to start from the beginning. I heard tell of a brand new brand of leather goods that was cheaper than fennel, but just as well made. Not being a wealthy man, I saw no reason to spend the extra gil and purchase some of this Angrobotha branded leather armor for my boy, only to be disappointed. To an untrained eye it may seem fit for purpose, but I served as a woodwhaler for many years and could tell at a glance that it was no match for Ixali weapons. Aye, they made it fast and cheap as advertised, but had I known the quality would be so bloody awful, I would have found the extra gil and gone to fennel fineries in the first place. I know what I ask is unreasonable, but my boy is about to enlist in the whalers, and I wanted to give him something that would last a lifetime. Something that his son could wear when the time came. I swear that Angrobotha stuff wouldn't keep him alive long enough to even have a son. Please, would you make a toadskin jacket? Now I have to go all the way back. Okay. Okay. I see. A gift from father to son to be passed down through the ages. Only a well-crafted item can be expected to carry generations of memories and tradition. A toadskin jacket, was it? Well, after hearing such a tale, who could possibly refuse? Why are you looking at me like that? It was a rhetorical question, Corey. I'm not a monster. You heard his words, so you know what's at stake better than anyone. I bid you make a toadskin jacket of the highest possible quality and present it to me for inspection. Yes, I got your leather. I dare say this is your best work yet. The spotters and breasts are made from the finest toadskin, and the goatskin backing alone would provide solid protection. It strikes the perfect balance between mobility and protection, and I can find no fault with it. Aye, it's a fitting gift for a young willer to be. I expect that Cameline will agree. Take it to him, Corey. Yep, alright. Oh, all the way back. That's not a door. Also, why is that not a door? Have the door come out this way and build a little bridge this way. Straight to the aetherite shard here. That's right. Missed the aetherite shard. Well, why did I have to think about the gill? Everyone knows fennel goods are the best, and the best is no less than my son deserves. To think of him clad in that Angrobotha crap when he becomes a whaler. Praise the matron, a toadskin jacket. I could not have hoped for such kindness. And this craftsmanship is beyond compare. In fact, I do not believe I have ever seen finer leather equipment in all my years. My son will be thrilled to receive it. A craftsman that had never known battle could not possibly have made a jacket like this. Tell me, miss, are you? I am an adventurer. But of course, even Geva has seen fit to welcome capable adventurers like yourself into her guild. I hope you will continue to share your gift with the people of Gridania, and give others the opportunity to savor your work. 'Cause I'm amazing, and everybody knows it, except for my guildmaster, who is a bitch. But I think she's warming up to me, slowly but surely. I take it from your grin that Camelaine was satisfied. Glad to hear it. Good, I'm getting fed up with this anger. Gods, I'm getting fed up with this anger Botha nonsense. First that Ul'dan merchant, and now this. Honestly, I don't know what idiotic plan they have in mind, but it's only a matter of time before word spreads. Quickly, cheaply produced products may entice customers, but quality goods keep them. I wonder if they'll even consider participating in the exhibition. On the one hand, there is no better way to publicize your brand, while on the other, they must surely know that they're in no position to compete with real leatherworkers. But I do hope they try, Corey. I would love nothing more than to see those Botha frauds get their comeuppance, to look on as artisans and merchants from every corner of Eorzea cast judgment on their work, and proclaim them a disgrace. Oh, there's an exhibition. Can I enter? Oh. Did I just get a new achievement? Seeker of Skill. Complete all the discipline of the hand quests available at level 30. Oh! Cool! That's neat. Got a new title. I'm not gonna wear it because Goddess of the Land is way better, but... Lead by example. Sluggard and slouches, the lot of them. Corey, don't tell me you haven't noticed as well. Uneven seams, slipshod stapling. The work produced by the guild's rank and file in recent days simply isn't up to snuff. Whether it be the impending exhibition or this whole Botha business that is distracting our craftsmen, I do not know. Well, what I do know is that if they don't get their act together, and soon, we're at risk of actually losing business to those charlatans. I will not stand idly by as a lack of discipline undoes the reputation that our guild has worked so long to achieve. Someone needs to remind those slouches why they became leatherworkers in the first place, and I've decided that person will be you. Yes, you, Corey. Surprised, are you? Ha! I may question your skill, but not your dedication to our craft. Bring me the finest pair of boar-skin ring bands you can craft, and show me that my trust hasn't been misplaced. It would be only the slightest exaggeration to say that the future of this guild, not to mention your future, hangs in the balance. Now get to it and show your good-for-nothing guildmates how it's done. Yep, I got your ring bands right here. Is that a smudge? One could hardly call this perfect. Fortunately, it is not perfection I sought of you, but pure, single-minded devotion to the craft. And from the moment I took this ring band in hand, I knew you had not let me down. Clearly, you possess keen understanding of the ideal ring band. The boarskin, light and sturdy and resistant to friction, is reinforced by steel links to afford protection without weighing down the wearer. Clumsily crafted ring bands have been known to distract those who would wield magic. Yours, however, are so well balanced that one might forget she was wearing anything at all. This is a true accomplishment of leatherworking, and will serve as a clarion wake-up to any loafers content with churning out substandard work. I'll be honest with you, Corey. When you first came stumbling through our doors, I reckon I'd have an easier time making you into a saddle than a respectable leatherworker. How pleased I am to have been proven wrong. You have risen to the challenge and become a model to the entire guild, which reminds me. I have spoken to you of the Gridanian exhibition, yes? The day of opening draws near, and I must devote myself fully to producing our new line of leather fashions. As this will afford me little time to devote to everyday affairs, I require someone to handle the more demanding commissions until the exhibition has come and gone. I've decided that you are the woman for the job. That's right, your next task will be to serve as my personal assistant. Don't even think about neglecting your training, is that clear? Great. Oh boy. Alright, brand loyalty. Roger, take me, of all the times for this order to come in. Here, have a look, Corey. An order for a pair of boarskin smithy gloves made by the guildmaster herself, using her famous Gava pattern, to be delivered post-haste, no less. I'd bet a month's earning that this oaf couldn't tell my handiwork from a gobu's arse, but does that stop him from filing such a tactless order when I'm up to my very ears in work for the exhibition? Apparently not. Post-haste. I'd deliver a slap upside the head post-haste if it wouldn't have negative repercussions on the guild's business. Fortunately, my new assistant has arrived. By you, of course, Corey. I did mention that I'd be delegating work to you while I focus on the exhibition, didn't I not? What about the customer's conditions, you say? Bah. He'll get a pair of gloves made by the famous Corey herself, and he'll like them just fine. Well, have you brought the work of the famous Corey? Yeah, sure. A smithy's gloves must be sturdy enough to protect his hands from the fires of the forge. At the same time, they must be pliant enough so as not to hinder the precise movements needed to work this fine steel. Crafted from boarskin, lightweight, tough, and resistant to friction, this pair of smithy gloves represents the best of both worlds. The simple design allows the 5 fingers to move with full range of motion, the ideal handwear for any capable smith. Your work has admirably captured each of these essential points. I am happy to sign off on it. You may deliver it to Finil Fineries without delay. Wait. What? The Gava pattern? Do not worry yourself about such foolishness. Have I not told you that he will know no better? At any rate, off with you. Even a fool of a client is a valued customer. Okay. I mean, whatever you say, boss. Look, he's turned away. I could just boot him right in the backside. It's fine. My very first pair of custom-made smithy gloves, made by the famous Guildmaster Gava to boot, are set to arrive from the Leatherworkers Guild any moment now. I can hardly wait to try them on. This is about as good as you're gonna get. A delivery for me, you say? Oh, do hand it over, and quickly, if you would. Now, what have we? Hoglets to Hornets and Birgoth's my uncle. If this isn't the finest, most comfortable pair of gloves I've ever laid hands on. And to think they are the... What's that you say? Should I tell the blacksmith the truth or not? Does it matter? I'm gonna tell him the truth. Mainly because my character's not a liar. What's that you say? These gloves are not the work of Gava? Why, I couldn't give 2 shites about that. Yeah, dialogue doesn't matter at all in this game. Friend, I don't know a damn thing about you leatherworkers and your patterns. A fellow smith assured me that Gava's gloves were of peerless quality, and that was enough for me. I placed my order that same day, sight unseen. And I'm glad I did, for you have brought me the most comfortable pair of smithy's gloves I ever had the pleasure to own. You and the guildmaster have my utmost gratitude. That's pretty fair. Okay. Alright, boss. What's my next task? Another satisfied customer, yes? I told you that you worried for naught, Corey. Oh, I suppose you're still curious about those Gava patterns, aren't you? Allow me to explain. Some years ago, Gridanians took quite a fancy to a toadskin bag of my design. So popular were the bags that they quickly sold out, driving prices up to a premium. What do you suppose happened next? Greedy artisans sought to cash in on my success. Toads were hunted nigh to extinction, and a host of imitation bags flooded the market. I was devastated as a proud leatherworker and love of nature both. But what could I do? For weeks, months I struggled, yet felt powerless against the forces of greed. That's when it struck me. Even if I could not stop others from copying my creations, I could at least ensure that their work was not needlessly destructive. I swore a vow that the next line of Gava Toadskins bags would be made with an eye towards economy, and that the patterns used to craft these wares would enable inexperienced leatherworkers to reproduce my designs with minimal waste. Do you see now, Corey? Artisans worthy of the Finil name do not need to rely on Gava patterns. They are to respect the natural world to which we owe our livelihood. This is something that cannot be taught, yet it is clearly awakened within you, which is why I did not hesitate to entrust you with this task, and why you can expect many more to come. Yeah, I murdered a lot of toads for those. Look, I did a lot of murder to complete all of your quests, lady. I just want you to know that. And I mean a lot of murder. Dissension in the ranks. Ooh, getting good. Well, if it isn't Corey, now you have the look of a leatherworker who could do the work of 3 women. And thank the 12 for that, because 3 of your good-for-nothing colleagues just walked right out the door, leaving 3 commissions of the highest priority unfulfilled. A pair of raptor skin fingerless gloves, a raptor skin targe, and a raptor skin choker. I need them, and I need them on the double. The promised date of delivery, you ask? Yesterday, last week, and 4 fortnights ago, in that order. To make amends for the delays, I've personally assured each of our clients that their items will be of peerless quality. I trust you will not keep them waiting any longer than necessary. Yes. I got your goods right here. Yes, I suppose these will do. The skin of the fleet-footed raptor boasts both superior flexibility and exceptional ruggedness. Okay, why are you explaining the qualities of the things to me when these are commissions that were supposed to be delivered weeks ago? The rub, of course, being that it is by no means easy to work with. Fingerless gloves are the choice of many a warrior for allowing the fingers to better grip their weapons. Thus do weapon and wielder become one. A well-crafted choker affords superior protection without impairing breathing or causing undue discomfort. And the targe, at first glance, a means of defense. In times of need, it can be employed to intimidate or even injure one's foe. I presume you are well aware of all of this. The quality of your work speaks to a sound understanding of material and implementation alike. I see no reason that these items be kept from their purchasers any longer. Deliver them with all speed. The gloves to Pimo Nelhan at Nafika's altar. You're making me deliver them myself. Oh my god! The targe to Lyric at the Carling Canopy, and the choker to the new client by the name of Nago Jawantal. You'll find her at the Shaded Bower. With that, I can finally return to my work for the exhibition, and I swear, the next person who dares interrupt me will see their hide made into the centerpiece of my display. No wonder people are leaving. You know, just so you're aware, Guildmaster, when you make one person do the work of 3, that means when that person decides to bow out, you're going to have to find 3 people to replace her. Just saying. Hey. Hold it right there, you loafing leatherworker. You'll take not another step until you explain why your guild has yet to deliver the choker I commissioned moons ago. And it had best not be another overworn excuse, lest I take my business straight to Angrabotha and tell all my friends to do the same. No, no, don't take your... Okay, first of all, that other place is a fraud, so you wouldn't want their goods anyways. Ours is way better. Why, this choker, I've never seen such. I mean, bah, a choker is a choker. My beddled, scared papa could fashion the likes of this with one remaining arm tied firmly behind his back. Oh. This is a ruse. They're trying to... The, competing brand is trying to scare us away. You brazenly neglect your clients in favor of deciding frivolous fashions for some ridiculous exhibition. Then expect pay for shoddy work delivered behind schedule? The arrogance of your self-styled artisans knows no bound. I hear that even your guild's own have had enough of Guildmaster Geva and her nonsense. They bought out our employees. Mark my words, the Leatherworkers Guild is finished. Customers these days want speed and value for their guild, and your lot offers neither. Oh, well, time to get my stabbers out. Okay, to the Carline Canopy. And to the Conjurer's Guild. And right here. So, are you an actual customer, or are you another asshole? Wait, I recognize you. You're one of Geva's subordinates, yes? Have you perchance come to deliver my gloves? Yeah, but I'm pretty sure those employees have been bought out. What craftsmanship! Why, it is as if these gloves were tailored to fit each of my fingers. This is precisely why I would never think to obtain my protectives from anywhere other than the Leatherworkers Guild. Oh good, she's an actual customer. For Geva to maintain this level of quality with the exhibition at hand is no small feat. Ah, but see, then I would have to do the work of 20 instead of the work of 3. You've the look of a leatherworker. Might you know where my commission has been delayed? I've been waiting for my targe for a week now. I got it. This is exceptional. No apologies needed, my friend. For a targe of this quality, I'd have gladly waited twice as long. Which is why these rumors of mass resignations are so distressing. What could have possessed good, honest leatherworkers to abandon their craft? Yeah. Yep. Our leatherworkers have been bought. Nago said, what? Speed and value? What? That mutton-headed Miqo'te wouldn't know a well-crafted choker if I used one to wring her scrawny neck. That said, even I must admit there is some truth to her words. No self-respecting guild would seek fame and fortune at the exhibition, while valued customers suffer undue delays for goods purchased with honest coin. I wish I had not come to this quarry, but my decision is made. The Leatherworkers Guild shall withdraw from this year's exhibition. That's not a good idea. There are customers out there who appreciate the quality our guild offers, and we must see them well served. There will be other exhibitions, but trust once lost is not easily regained. In any event, you have proven yourself a loyal leatherworker today, Corey. I thank you. I'm pretty sure that's what the competition wants. Alright, accept no imitations. Gotta check out that. Oh my god. Oh. So weird. It's so weird. Okay, anyways. Oh, for the love of... Corey, you picked a fine time to show up, and for once I'm not being sarcastic. I am in quite the predicament here, and you just might be able to help. What sort of predicament, you ask? Only the sort in which I have several hundred deliveries to make before the next bell, despite having just the 2 legs, you see. Withdrawing from the exhibition has freed me to devote my efforts to filling guild commissions. That is all well and good. The problem is that now I have more clients than ever, none of whom take kindly to being kept waiting. Bah, for every moment we waste chatting, we risk losing a valued customer. Make yourself useful and take this choker to a client waiting at the Whistling Miller, on the double. Okay. On the double. From the guild, yes. Have you come to deliver my choker? Ah, true guild quality as ever, yes. All the time and effort put into these pieces is plainly evident in the overwrought nature of the design. We have only just met, but you strike me as a smart young woman. Hence my offer. What say you bid farewell to your fruitless life as Gava's lapdog and come work for me? No. As much as she's a bitch, I've kind of warmed up to her. Who am I, you ask? Why, none other than the founder and proprietor of Angrotha Apparel and Accoutrements. Considering I know you you don't put any effort into your designs, dude. There's a reason why these guys are well known. Gridanian's premier producer of leather goods. Yeah, not yet you aren't. As a clever woman like you has doubtless surmised, many of your more ambitious colleagues have already abandoned the Leatherworkers Guild to bring their prodigious talents to Angrboda. And why wouldn't they? Who wants to waste precious hours learning how to stitch the perfect seam when a serviceable one will suffice? Not I, that's for certain. Okay. A serviceable one would suffice if you're not actually going into battle. But if you're going into battle, you want the seam to be perfect, because if it splits on you when you're in combat, you're in trouble. These guys are going to get a bunch of people killed. Angrboda products are just as durable as Gava's overrated rubbish, crafted in half the time for a fraction of the cost. Should you have any doubts, I invite you to come by the exhibition and judge for yourself. Again, half the time and fraction of the cost means not as good quality, okay? You're making knockoffs. Such a shame that the Leatherworkers Guild would be absent from the competition. I was so looking forward to defeating dear Gava this year. Ah well, for all her faults, clearly the woman had sense enough to see that she was fighting a lost cause. Ta-ta, friends, and remember my offer. We're entering that contest. I don't care if I have to make the fucking goods myself. Guildmaster! I want to knock that fucker down a peg. Or like 6. Can I use my sword? You're back, Corey. Not a moment too soon. I've just heard a most distressing rumor. Word about town is that renowned leatherworkers from across the realm are withdrawing from the exhibition at an alarming rate. Should this continue, Angrboda will have a clear course to win top honors. Are they paying everybody off? Curses. It pains me enough that I cannot represent our guild in the contest, but the thought that those talentless hacks could claim the prize that is rightfully ours... What's that? Duad of Angrboda was the client who commissioned that choker? If I had known, I'd have delivered it in person, taken the payment out of his lousy hide. I wish I would have done that. Oh yes, the 2 of us go back quite a ways. He was an adventurer and aspiring leatherworker, not unlike yourself, Corey. We had a bit of falling out, though. I remember it like it was yesterday. He strolled through that door wearing a shitting grin and holding a jerkin that looked like it had come out of the wrong end of an algoat. I told him as much, and the next moment he ran back out the door, bawling like a child. That was the last I saw him. Is that the same guy that I made the replacement for, or is that another guy you made cry? His sorry efforts weren't worth the hide they were made from. I know he fancies himself a fashion magnet. Small wonder that Angrboda attire looks like something even a goblin would be ashamed to wear. The sad state of affairs is that not all customers are so discerning. What's worse, if Angrboda takes top honors at the exhibition, then their wasteful practices will be vindicated. Slipshod craftsmanship and butchery will become the norm. I will not allow this to happen. Corey, listen carefully, for I mean to give you your most challenging task yet, if not ever. You are to represent the Leatherworkers Guild at the exhibition and put that charlatan in his place. A raptor-skin jerkin of peerless quality melded with a gatherer's grasp materia of the 3rd grade. This will be your submission. No simple task, but as one who's taken her lumps and paid her dues, I believe that you have it in you. The exhibition is to be held at Miqo'te's amphitheater. Estain has been charged with accepting submissions. Once your work is complete, deliver it to her with all speed. You're not even going to double-check my work? Oh my god, you must trust me. Okay, door. What's that you say? You wish to submit one of your works for the exhibition? Then pray hand it over without delay. The judging is about to commence. Oh good, I was right on time. As always. Consider yourself fortunate. Had you come a bell later, the contest would have already been over. I must say I'm relieved. There are far fewer entrants in this year's exhibition compared to past ones, and when I heard that the Leatherworkers Guild would not be participating, yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's some fuckery afoot. Yeah. Then you'll be happy to hear that our plans have changed. Guildmaster Geva, do tell me you've decided to compete after all. Our guild will be represented, yes, but by Corey here. What an unexpected turn of events, but I must hurry. The exhibition is about to begin. Hey, wait, I know some of those people. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have all been waiting for, the judging for best leather apparel will now commence. It would seem that an unprecedented number of last-minute withdrawals has left us with precious few candidates worthy of top honors. Nevertheless, we will proceed as planned. I mean, they all look the same to me. Our next finalist is this lovely raptor skin jerkin, painstakingly crafted by an artisan of Angrboda apparel and accoutrements. Judges, if you would. I think they got all of the guild leaders. Oh, and that's Mother Mew. Back there. Huh. The cut is rugged yet serviceable. It would seem that numerous skins were layered in to afford maximum protection. Function over form. A lancer cannot help but applaud such craftsmanship. The tanning work is clumsy, but the sturdiness of the piece cannot be denied. In times of war, speed and practicality are virtues. I would say that it is a worthy consideration. As wasteful as ever, I see. How many raptors did you butcher to create that misshapen mess? Ah, Geva, fancy meeting you here. Stand back and watch as that misshapen mess is named Best in Show. Our next and final piece in this last-minute entry from the Leatherworkers Guild. Oh yeah, look at it sparkle. You look pale, Duad. What's the matter? I take it you weren't expecting actual competition. Why, this is positively stunning. One can almost feel the raptor's very life force exuding from this jerkin. Not a single stitch out of place, not a single cut of hide wasted. This piece was clearly crafted with a profound respect for the beast whose life was taken to create it. It offers superior protection to the Angorabotha piece, while at the same time allowing for greater freedom of movement. This jerkin would be a proud addition to any archer's armory chest. Except it's a gathering piece, but whatever. In my line of work, I have seen many an adventurer come and go. Rare is the one who possesses the aptitude and diligence demonstrated by the creator of this piece. Ladies and gentlemen, it would appear that we have a consensus. By unanimous vote, the award for best leather apparel goes to Corey of the Leatherworkers Guild for exquisite raptor skin jerkin. Take that, cheater. Duad of Angorabotha apparel, I presume. Oh, is he gonna get caught? We are investigating numerous accusations of harassment, extortion, counterfeiting, and poaching. If you would be so kind as to come with us so that we might discuss these allegations in private. Oh, boy be in trouble! Well, Corey, it seems our work here is done. Let us return to the guild. Fabulous. Okay. Alright, we did good, did we not? And by we, I mean me. I must confess, Corey, until I saw your jerkin with my own eyes, I was not entirely convinced you had it in you. But you did. From this day forth, I am proud to call you not apprentice, but peer. As for me, I can finally return to my work free of headaches and distractions. Though, as luck would have it, we have a veritable legion of erstwhile Angorabotha defectors knocking at our door, looking to rejoin our ranks. Fuck 'em all. They think their false terror and trite words of remorse will earn them my pity. Ha! I'll send them straight on their way, and lop a square off their hindquarters for good measure. Or so I once might have done, but who among us has not erred? Even I have been known to make mistakes, albeit rarely. And so I will give these turncloaks a second chance. But mark my words, any who so much as thinks of crossing me again can look forward to a new life as a subligar. Oh dear. The life of a guildmaster is fraught with frustrations, yet I would gladly deal with 1,000 hapless apprentices for even the slimmest hope of seeing one flourish as you have. With your triumph in the exhibition, your goods are sure to be in demand across Eorzea, but you must never forget how you achieved your success. Unflagging dedication to your craft, and a deep respect for the lives you must take to perform it. Remember always the values of Fenil, and I have no doubt that you will do us proud wherever you go. I don't know, I murdered a lot of toads for all of that stuff. Alrighty then, that is the Leatherworkers done. One last quest line. And we get an outfit change. By the way, I did go ahead and buy all of the level 70 gear sets, but they don't look nearly good as the level 60 Ironworks gear, so I decided to just keep these glammed. Because, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the appearances. The ironworks gear just looks so cool. Okay. See, this girl was also at that contest. My first hatchet. I see you have your hatchet on you. Very good. A botanist's hatchet is his livelihood. Never forget this. If you fail to keep its blade clean and keen, your efforts will yield you naught but sweat and splinters. But let us see about your first task. Ah yes, to help you grasp the basics of botany, I would like you to gather 10 pots worth of latex. The forest yields to us many and more resources. It is the botanist's job to know what can be found and where. If it is latex you require, you would do well to search just outside the Blue Badger Gate or the Yellow Serpent Gate. Seek out the mature trees that stand in those areas, and then put your hatchet to use. I wish you well. Yes, yes. I got your latex. How goes the gathering efforts? Lest you forget, latex can be had just outside the Blue Badger Gate and the Yellow Serpent Gate. Yes, precisely, 10 pots of latex. Just as I instructed, you have done well. Latex is easy to find and equally easy to harvest. As such, collecting the stuff is an ideal task for young botanists who are learning their way around a hatchet. Yet know that being able to swing said tool does not make you a botanist. You must also possess the knowledge to locate the resources you seek. That will be all for me for the present. I urge you to keep honing your senses and skills as a botanist. Gather near and far and learn from your experiences. I look forward to seeing you again when you have become better acquainted with our trade. Till then, I bid you happy gathering. Yay! Alright, and that's her smile. Hello again, Corey. I'm told you've been putting your hatchet to good use. Well done. Yet, as I mentioned before, hacking away at trees does not make you a botanist. You must also strive to deepen your understanding of nature. I say this in the knowledge that you have done just that. Whether you realize it or not, you have the air of a woman who is at ease with the world around her. I do not believe you are ready. I do believe you are ready for your next task. I would like you to go to Treespeak and there harvest 10 pots worth of maple sap. Once you have enough, pray deliver the sap to Cicely. She will be pleased to receive it. Off you go now, Corey. There she is. Got some sap for you. On a quest for maple sap? Then your best bet is to search in the vicinity of Treespeaks. I happen to be waiting for a delivery of sap myself. Might you be the botanist tasked with supplying it? I am indeed. Ah, the maple sap I requested. Then you must be the new botanist Fufucha? Has been fussing over. Ah, but where are my manners? Thank you. Why do I need so much of the stuff? Well, allow me to explain. It's the very least I can do, after all you've done. Boiling maple sap causes it to thicken into a sweet syrup called, you've guessed it, maple syrup. I learned this in the, Culinarians Guild yesterday. I know this. From maple sap, we can make maple sugar, an ingredient used in various recipes, particularly confectionery, from cakes to tarts to toffees and chocolates. In short, all the things that children love. Am I a child? 'Cause I love all those things too. You've probably guessed it by now, but the maple sap you harvested will be used to make sweets for the children, those poor souls who were orphaned by the calamity. They may put on a brave face, but their eyes reveal the depths of their sorrow. There's precious little joy left in their lives. But Gridanian won't abandon them. No matter your walk of life, there is always something you can do to help. Though it may only last a fleeting moment, a single smile of theirs is worth all the effort. My apologies, I got carried away. Now where was I? Ah, yes. In addition to maple sap, we botanists gather various other kinds of foodstuffs. As such, we work quite closely with culinarians. those disciplines of the hand who excel at cooking. Yeah, I know what a culinarian is. We're also on good terms with woodworkers and weavers, as both are reliant upon us to supply the lumber and fiber they need for their respective crafts. I'm also aware of that. You are literally the last on my list of people to work for. I've worked for everybody else. As botanists, it behooves us to learn what manner of materials are used in crafting, and there's no better way to do so than firsthand. If you have an interest, you might consider dabbling in one of the disciplines out there. I really wish they would recognize if I've taken all of those other quests. I also urge you to make habit of reviewing the gathering log. As your knowledge of botany grows, more of its contents will become comprehensible to you. Well, I'd best see to the maple sap. It is lovely talking to you. Yeah. But it'd be nice, you know. Alright. Weapons of a feather. Ah, Corey, you couldn't have come at a more opportune time. I have a favor to ask of you. We have just received an urgent request from the Order of the Twin Adder. They ask that we supply them with 10 crow's feathers as soon as possible. Crows often leave behind feathers where they perch, which can be used to make arms and armor. Can't I just kill the crows? Requests for the items have been coming in with increasing regularity. The situation must be grim indeed. It would not do to keep the defenders of our nation waiting. I'd be most glad if you could help us fulfill this order. Crow feathers can be found in abundance in the area south of Gilbert's Spire. Once you have procured 10, promptly deliver them to Cicely. I've given her charge over their stores. My thanks in advance. Ugh. Okay. Oof, oof, oof. You're helping us out again? My thanks, friend. In case you've forgotten, the crow feathers can be... Yeah. Here's your crow feathers. Ah, the crow feathers. You have my thanks. Doubtless you already know this from Fufucha, but it's the Order of the Twin Adder that requested the feathers. If I heard it true, they're in the midst of preparing for war against the Ixal. Again? The crow feathers are needed to make arms and armor, feathered harpoons, plumed crooks, and the like. It's a fine feeling being able to do our part to aid those men and women who defend our nation. But to need such a large stockpile of feathers, it gives me pause to imagine the bloodshed that lies ahead. Will the 12wood ever know true peace? No. Ah, but there I go again with my wistful ramblings. Feel free to ignore me. I will. Now, before I forget, Fufucha asked me to give you something on her behalf. A scythe. The scythe is what we call a secondary tool. Used in your offhand, it allows you to harvest from lush vegetation, in addition to the mature trees you already know so well. That Fufucha has seen fit to make you this gift is proof positive of your progress. You're no longer a novice, my friend. I dare say you're ready to try your hand at fieldcraft leaves, perhaps even take on grand company work. But first I recommend you head into the woods and find some lush vegetation to try that new scythe on. Off you go now, and come back when you're ready to take on another task for the guild. Okay. Yay! Alrighty then. Whew. Haste makes waste. Ah, my dear Corey, you're looking ever more a botanist. I do believe you are ready to take on further responsibilities for the guild. Guilds such as ours exist only by virtue of the cooperation of their members. Each individual must set an example for the rest if the collective is to thrive. The time has come for you to set such an example. A matter has arisen, the handling of which I would entrust fully to you. You may deal with it as you see fit, providing you see the problem solved. The matter in question concerns a valued client of ours, the merchant Aldgast. It would appear one of our number has done something to upset him. Pray seek out the merchant at the ebony stalls and inquire after the reason for his ire. Oh, and choose your words well, lest you add fuel to the fire. Fabulous. Cleaning up other people's messes, because we're a guild. Is that like a family? I just realized that some of the bags are like hanging from straps hanging from other bags. Looks good. Fukucha sent you, did she? Good. I'm not a man to mince words, so forgive me if I seem blunt. You know what marjoram is? But of course you do. You're a bleeding botanist. It's a very common ingredient in alchemy, isn't it? Very common. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you botanists supposed to be the experts in harvesting such stuff? Yes, you are. Strange then that the expert who brought me my last batch of fresh marjoram didn't so much as harvest the poor plants as dismember them. Why, the leaves were so torn up I couldn't recognize what they were at first. Needless to say, they're next to useless. So thanks to your herb-hacking colleague, I have no marjoram to make my concoctions, which is why I inquired at your guild, only to be told you were out of supplies, and here we are. Now, if it ain't too much trouble, I would be obliged if you could bring me the 10 sprigs of fresh marjoram. And I'd like them whole, as opposed to fine bleedin' puree your bush-butchering colleague delivered. Truth be told, I don't much care about your hatchet-happy friend. What I do care about is not keeping my customers waiting for their medicine. In short, hurry. Oh, and for the love of God, be gentle with the plants, will you? I shouldn't have to say it, but after the last bloke, I'm not taking any chances. Did you get the marjoram? The herb is said to grow... Yeah. I got your... Ah, the marjoram. And such fine specimens. I'm sorry I gave you such a hard time, friend. Thanks to you, I can get back to making echo drops. Do you know of echo drops? Yes, I am an alchemist. They are an alchemical concoction that restores voice to silenced lips, allowing the imbiber to cast spells again. Conjurers and thaumaturges never leave home without a bottle or 3. I do actually have quite a bit in my chocobo saddlebag for Palace of the Dead, which I am working on, slowly but surely. But I must say again, there are some of the finest specimens of marjoram I've seen, and there are none the worse for the picking. It's clear you know your way around a plant. As for your colleagues with a heavy hand, I'm certain your guild will deal with him appropriately. Thanks again, and send my regards to Fukucha. Back to the Botanist Guild we go. There you are. Thank you for a job well done. There is no need to report the details. I have already heard all I need to know. It is my belief that the botanist in question had naught but personal gain in mind when he so hurriedly harvested the marjoram. In his haste to complete the task and claim its reward, he damaged the herbs and rendered them useless. Such greed brings shame to our guild, and I will not tolerate it. The offender's name shall be struck from our roll. Gone, just like that. As I taught you when you first came to us, a botanist nurtures the natural environment to the mutual benefit of man and wood. He who thinks only of his own benefit has no respect for nature and is unfit to call himself one of us. Of course, you hardly need reminding of this. Something tells me you shall never give me cause to worry. But let us speak of cheerier matters. Tell me, did gathering the marjoram pose you any trouble? If you ever find your work unduly onerous, you might consider outfitting yourself with better gear. Even something as seemingly insignificant as a new pair of boots can make a world of difference. I'm on level 70 gear. I think I'm fine. As you gain in knowledge and experience, you will find yourself venturing further afield in search of new bounty, and your choice of equipment will become ever more critical. It's especially bad considering I don't have anything that's at my level to gather because I can't get into the higher level zones. Go now, Corey, and keep up your efforts. I look forward to seeing you continue to grow as a botanist. At this point, I am literally leveling up my gatherers solely through Grand Company turn-ins. Like the crafters, I actually craft the things for them, but for the gatherers, I have no choice but to buy them off the market board because I can't go to the zones where I need the turn-ins, where I can find the turn-ins. Dress to harvest. Good morning, Corey. I see from the soil on your hands that you've been as diligent as ever in your botany. I'm not surprised. As we develop new skills, so do our labors become more varied, and thus does our motivation grow. Yet know that motivation can only take one so far. If you wish to master botany, you must pay heed to those details which you have until now taken for granted. In particular, I speak of gear, the tools of our trade. Not all tools are created equal, you see, and if you are to work with any degree of efficiency, you must use such gear as befits your ability. Lest you misunderstand, I am not telling you to go and replace your gear. There is a more frugal way to improve your tools, and one more respectful of nature besides. Tell me, have you heard of materia? It is a kind of crystal that can be used to enhance the efficiency of your gear. In the past, the enhancement process required certain catalysts found throughout nature, the gathering of which was our domain, but new methods have rendered them obsolete. Be that as it may, these substances will make for ideal subjects of training for budding botanists such as yourself. Therefore, your next task, I would like you to gather a quantity of one such catalyst, namely grade 1 carbonized matter. 15 fragments should suffice. A thorough search of the area surrounding Airport will prove fruitful. The hamlet lies in western Lenosia, upon the island of Vilbrand. Once you have gathered the requisite amount, pray present the carbonized matter to Sandre. He will teach you the basics of materia. I already know the basics of materia. I am fucking amazing, obviously. Ooh, I like. See, I want one of these in my house, but with like, but I could actually plant things and harvest them from there. Fufucha sent you to learn about materia, you say? Very well, bring me 15 fragments of... Yeah. I got your 15 fragments. It seems Fufucha has high hopes for you. Very well, let us speak of materia. The art of crafting with materia is yet new to Eorzea. It was born to our shores by a goblin scholar named Miqo'te some few years ago. Put simply, the process begins with extracting materia from old gear. This is then attached to another piece of gear, enhancing the item's properties. I knew all that. Mind you, it's not as if any half-wit can do the attaching. No, it takes a skilled craftsman with the necessary knowledge and experience. I am that skilled craftsman. And once the process also required substances known as catalysts. The carbonized matter you've gathered is one such substance. But then they discovered a way to attach materia without the stuff, and we botanists are a little more idle for it. Such is the way of progress. And that, my friend, is materia in brief. Now, I thank you not to ask me about the workings of it. That sort of scholarly stuff is beyond my fathoming. If you wish to know more, perhaps even try your hand at crafting with materia, I suggest you seek out the goblin Miqo'te. It's said he has his camp at a place called the Bonfire, out in the wilds of central Thanalan. Oh, and keep in mind that materia comes in a great many varieties, each one granting unique benefits to the gear it's attached to. I dare say you'll lose count of all the kinds you come across on your adventures. If I were you, I'd try to find a craftsman who'd be willing to attach materia for me. Chances are there's such a person among your list of acquaintances. It's me. Here's the door. I Aromatic aspirations. As Gridania continues to make headway along the road to recovery, ever more outsiders shall flock to her gates. They come here in hopes of trading, and Gridania must welcome them if she is to forge stronger bonds with her neighbors and prosper. Make no mistake, Corey, busy times lie ahead. Verily, we have just now received an order for no fewer than 2,000 fine-quality sprigs of chamomile from the quicksand in Ul'dah. So run along and harvest them, would you? I jest, of course. A task of this scale will require more than 2 hands. If you would be so good as to procure, say, 15 sprigs, I would consider it an appropriate contribution. Chamomile is well known for its fragrant aroma and soothing properties. There is satisfaction to be had in assuring that folk from every corner of the realm can sample the delights of this great staple. Do you not agree? The herb is abundant in Upper Lenosia, around Oakwood to be precise. Once you have harvested 15 sprigs, pray deliver them to Sandre. I got your sprigs. Yep. It is chamomile, right? Not chamomile? Chamomile sounds right. I could be wrong, though. 13, 14, 15, aye. Precisely 15 sprigs of chamomile. My thanks, friend. How do you not know? You know things about tea? I don't know. Ah, that distinct aroma. There's nothing like chamomile tea to calm the nerves. It's the perfect way to end the day, I reckon. God, I could use some tea. My throat is killing me. Now all I have to do is wait for your fellow harvesters to bring the rest. Pack the lot and drag it to the airship landing. I expect I'll have earned a cup or two of tea when that's done, though I rather suspect it will be the very last thing I fancy. I don't know if Fufucha mentioned, but this batch is bound for Ul'dah. It would seem the lords and ladies there have developed a taste for chamomile tea. Developed a taste, I said, but like as not they drink it just to impress their neighbors. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if each cup were served on a golden saucer. Sounds like Ul'dah. But there I go again, spouting my old prejudices. It's a bad Gridanian habit, I know. Sooner or later I'll have to get rid of it. Don't want a visiting Ul'dah to splash hot tea in my face now, do I? Yeah. What nature giveth. I fear we have a situation on our hands, Corey. The guild's crop of alligator pears have been ravaged by vermin, and scarcely a day before the fruit was due to be picked. It is disheartening to see our labors come to naught, but such is the way of nature. Alas, our woes do not end there. In a fine example of ill timing, no sooner had the disaster come to light than we received an unusually large order for, yes, alligator pears from the Carline canopy. Yet all hope is not lost, for the fruit also grows in the wild. We need but find enough to fulfill the order, 15 to be precise. Our man Soliux is in charge with keeping track of such produce as may be harvested in the Twelveswood. He spends most of his days around Bent Branch Meadow at this time of year. If there are alligator pears out there, he will know where to find them. Pray seek him out, Corey, and do as he directs. But I don't want to go anywhere. I don't wanna. You make me go somewhere. There's a reason why I gathered everything in advance. Because I didn't want to go places. Yes, they are avocados. Looking for alligator pears, I heard the unfortunate tidings. Yet all we have to do is take it on the chin and cope as best we can. Avocados are delicious. I recommend you search northeast of Quarry Mill. Wild alligator pears grow there, and were doing well when I last passed through. Bearing pests, they should be ripe for picking about now. Oh, and just so you know, the place you're going is no different from any other untamed corner of the Twelveswood. by which I mean it's full of nasties. Botanists like myself avoid the area if we can help it, but it should be as a walk through a flower garden for an adventurer like you. Now you'd best be on your way. Those alligator pears aren't going to pick themselves. Yes, they are. Back to work. Back to Fufucha. Yeah. Huh. Those don't look like pears or avocados. They look kind of like peppers. Huh. 15 alligator pears, and just in the nick of time. You have spared us Miqo'te's wrath. Lest you misunderstand, Miqo'te is a reasonable woman, ordinarily. It is just that much rests upon the fruit's availability. Alligator pears are to form the centerpiece of a new dish of hers, you see, a hearty salad which she has been promoting feverishly to adventurers far and wide. God, I love salads with avocado. Miqo'te would not have been best pleased had her plans gone awry, but owing to your efforts she can keep her promise and we our good reputation. My profoundest thanks, Corey. I trust you have learned a valuable lesson from this episode, namely that we must not take nature's bounty for granted. As I taught you when first you came to us, nature is an unsentimental creature. She may provide for our every need today, only to take it all away on the morrow. Those who would walk the path of botany must come to terms with this fact, and the sooner the better. For should your labors prove fruitless, and they frequently shall, no amount of brooding will avail you. At such times one must remember that for all her seeming cruelty, nature is not our enemy. She simply is. If you would become intimate with her and partake of her bounty, you must learn to accept her unconditionally. Ooh, Tales of the Line. I guess that was let's see. New achievement. The greatest tales ever told. Ooh. Ooh! Oh my goodness. Look at it! Is it big enough? I would never actually wear it because I can't see my ears, but the crown is definitely crowning. Seeker of Bounty. Yeah, so the greatest tales ever told was completing all the class quests available at level 30. Yeah, the crown is definitely crowning. A feast to say the least. Ah, Corey, you couldn't have come at a better time. A dear old friend of mine has found herself in a predicament, and is in dire needs of a botanist's aid. Normally I would not trouble you with a request of such personal nature. This task, however, should serve you nicely in your training. A contingent of the God's Quiver has just returned victorious from a hard-fought battle with the Ixal, and my culinarian friend, Yanni, has been tasked with overseeing a feast befitting the occasion. Unfortunately, she is suffering an untimely shortage of a key ingredient. I would ask you to harvest 20 laurel leaves, which can be found amidst the lush vegetation to the northwest east of Little Alamigo in southern Thanalan. Then bring them to me for inspection. Yeah. Yes, here's your leaves. Let me see here. 1920. And nary a withered leaf among the lot. Yanni will be pleased as peas. Speaking of which, Corey, do you know why Laurel is so prized by culinarians across the realm? Not only does it boast a most pleasant aroma, deep yet not overpowering, the perfect accent to a savory stew or a seasoning for a steak, but it is also known to stimulate the appetite. The brave men and women of the gods' quivers feast now, but it is only a matter of time before they are summoned back to the field of battle. Deliver the laurel to Yanni, that she might prepare a feast that will warm their hearts as well as sate their stomachs. Okay, making me do things. Making me do deliveries. Greetings, friend. Are you perchance the botanist whom Fufucha entrusted my order for laurels? Got your laurels right here. Well, I can see why Fufucha is always singing your praises. These will be among the crispest, most aromatic laurel leaves ever to grace my spice rack. Ixali raiding parties grow more relentless with each passing day. I fear that the day will soon come when we can no longer afford to feast our men as heartily as we do today. Still, Gridania's finest require subsistence as much as they need their lances and bows. I am but a simple culinarian, but I would do what I can to support my countrymen, and yet there is only so much I can accomplish on my own. In any event, I am grateful for your aid. Pass along my thanks to Fufucha, and let her know that I shall be calling upon your services again. We're almost done. Just a few more quests. I hear Yanni was overjoyed with your delivery. Thanks to you, she'll be able to prepare a feast befitting the triumphant occasion. And yet, truth be told, I take no pleasure in martial victories. Every day that we continue to water the soil with blood, I fear we lose something of what we once were. There was a time when Gridanian and Ixal alike lived in harmony with nature, and with each other. Is there no other way to resolve our differences than with lance and arrow? Forgive me, Corey, I do not mean to burden you with my troubles. Crisis of Faith. Oh, good afternoon, Corey. Forgive me if I seem a bit pensive. If you must know, the thought that our harvests are contributing to the war effort has been weighing heavily on my heart. What I truly wish is to be an agent of peace, but what can a humble botanist do? In the meanwhile, another order has come in from Yanni, this time for zucchini in large quantities. No, I am afraid our homegrown harvest simply will not suffice. Fortunately, they are said to grow wild and in abundance in the Lenosian region. I would ask you to travel to eastern Lenosia and harvest 20 of the finest zucchinis you can find from the area south of Raincatcher Gully. When you are through, bring them here to me. Yep. Oh, got your zucchini. What resplendent zucchini! I had no idea such succulent specimens could be found in the wild. Truly a testament to the splendor of nature, is it not? The zucchini plant is quite sensitive to humidity. One would never see them growing so large and luscious here in the Twelveswood. Furthermore, they are quick to ripen and quicker to rot, meaning that timing is of the essence. And yet a perfectly ripe zucchini is truly a thing of beauty. Sweet enough to be savored raw, its skin remains a pleasantly firm texture even when stewed. I suppose Yanni means to prepare a wholesome and hearty feast for our soldiers. I know I should take pride in serving the nation this way, but I have troubled you enough. Take your harvest to Yanni with my blessing. Oh. In the building? Oh, she's in the building this time. Fufucha assured me 20 zucchini were on their way. Yep, I got your zucchini. Why, what remarkable zucchini! I have not seen the likes of these in quite some time. At the risk of sounding boastful, I dare say that my next batch of ratatouille is shaping up to be the tastiest Gridania has ever seen. Ratatouille is a dish that I know... I was explaining the same thing in the Culinarians Guild yesterday. I know what ratatouille is. is a dish that holds a special place in my heart. It was the first recipe I learned, you see, taught to me by none other than Fufucha's own mother. Oh, that's cute. My father was a traveling merchant, and our family moved often when I was young. I had few friends until we moved here to Gridania, where I befriended Fufucha. Hours I would spend by her side as she rooted through her gardens. After sunset, we would go inside, where her mother would whip up ratatouille that truly warmed both body and soul. Ah, to relive those days. Wait a minute. I have an idea. Okie dokie. This is the ratatouille that inspired me to pursue the culinarian's path from such a young age. Do take a bowl to Fufucha. It seems she could use something to pick up her spirits these days. Okay. I thank you for delivering the zucchini to Yanni. I suppose she is already slaving over a hot stove, preparing a stew that will give our warriors the stamina to fight yet another... What's that? Yanni has something for me? Here, have some food. Why, this is my mother's ratatouille. I always knew that Yanni loved this recipe, but I had no idea she had learned to reproduce it to such succulent perfection. This brings me back to the old days. Yes, things were so much simpler then. Now the ratatouille that once warmed our hearts after hours spent frolicking in the garden serves to light a fire in the bellies of those who march off to war. Will things never again be as they were? No. You can't go back to the past. Sometimes you just have to accept the changes. Botanist in a bind. Corey, I trust you, not only as a botanist, but as one who shares my dream of bringing peace to the forest that shelters us. If by bringing peace you mean murder everybody who gets in the way of such peace, then yes! The Order of the Twin Adder has commissioned from us mistletoe in staggering quantities. You will need to search in the vicinity of Camp Dragonhead in the central highlands of Korthus. The curative properties of mistletoe make it a vital ingredient to many salves and medicines. I cannot help but fear that our guild has once more been drawn into serving this fruitless war effort. Forgive me for being a hopeless idealist, Corey. Could you visit the Adder's Nest and inquire with Lieutenant Gavin as to the nature of his request? I will not refuse his order, you may assure him of that. I simply wish to know... Alrighty then. Where's the... Also, why is this teleportee so far away from the actual guild? Just saying. Alright. Almost done. So Fufucha wishes to know how the mistletoe will be used before she fills the order. That's a fair enough request. I have no intent to deceive her, nor you. The mistletoe will be used to prepare medicines for the battles ahead. It is as simple as that. This will not please a pacifist like Fufucha, I know. But what can be done? Does she think that we enjoy bloodshed any more than she? Were there a way to bring peace back to the forest, I would be the first to welcome it. In the meantime, the Ixtal continue to attack our people, and we do what we can to protect them. A single soldier such as myself has no more power to end this war than does a botanist. In any event, I must return to my duties. If you could harvest 20 sprigs of mistletoe and tell Fufucha that our courier will be along to receive them, the order will be in your debt. Alright. Back to here. Fufucha, I found out why they need the mistletoe. Welcome back, Corey. So it is as I feared. Do not worry. I will take the 20 sprigs of mistletoe. Thank you. You have served the guild well once more. And so the unending cycle of bloodshed goes on. Needless to say, by no fault of your own. I bear no ill will to Lieutenant Gavin or his people. On the contrary, I have naught but respect for his candor, not to mention his service to my homeland. What weighs heavily on my heart is a sentiment far more simple, almost childish. I simply cannot bear to see this forest I love suffer any longer. War is inevitable, this I understand, but by aiding the war effort, we do not merely contribute to the suffering, we profit from it. No better than the parasitic mistletoe, we suck the life out of the trees that shelter us for our own personal gain. I mean, and also to save lives, don't forget that. A parasite, is that what our once proud guild has been reduced to? How can I in good conscience permit this to go on? Forgive me, Corey, I would be alone with my thoughts for a while. Okay, yes, this is going towards the war effort, but it's going to make medicine to save lives. Think of it that way, not in the it's going to benefit the war, but as it's going to save lives. Alright, last quest. Seeds of Hope. Oh my god, the hat is hideous. Actually, it's double dyeable. Hold up. Oh, it's just the band. Let's see. These are kind of cute. Ooh, actually, I like those. Wish it showed me the top, but that's fine. Alright, Seeds of Hope. Forgive me if I seemed a bit distant the last time we spoke, Corey. Allow me to get straight to the point. I have not come to this decision easily, but I have come to it all the same. As of today, I have resigned from the Botanist Guild. Girl. Why? Our battle with the Ixtal rages on, and there are rumblings from the Empire as well. With each passing day, more people die. The soil is stained deeper with blood, and the Twelveswood weeps. Won't it be stained deeper with blood if all of the people are dying because we don't get their medicine? Meanwhile, I fill orders for the war effort. And for what purpose? That more Ixtal may suffer and die than Gridanians? Yes! Sometimes, in order to save our people, other people must die. No, if this is what it means to be a botanist in this day and age, I want no part of it. Yanni, may Miqo'te, bless her dear heart, tried her best to convince me to stay. Still, I fear my heart is settled. Mind you, this decision is mine alone. I would pass no judgment on those who find meaning in their efforts here. Should you wish to continue to serve the guild, I am sure Yanni will have suitable tasks for you. Farewell, Corey. May the Twelveswood ever shelter you. Okay, bye. Oh, Corey, I'm so glad you're here. You spoke to Fufucha, yes? It absolutely breaks my heart to see what's become of my old friend. Fufucha and I have known each other since we were both knee-high to a fungar. Did you look identical then? Because, you know, Lalafell are just stunted elves. And I assure you, her knowledge of and passion for the flora of this realm is second to none. This guild would be absolutely lost without her guidance. Of course, I understand her worries. These are not easy times for a true seeker of peace and friend to nature. And yet, I cannot help but feel that her emotions cloud her better judgment, that she is not seeing the forest for the trees, if you will. Fufucha has convinced herself that she is doing more harm than good to the natural world she so loves. Preposterous! Had she forgotten the countless trees she planted after the calamity, journeying far and wide to return lush verdure to our shattered realm? Someone must remind her of all she has accomplished, and the work that is still left to be done. To that end, I have made contact with one of Fufucha's former apprentices, a botanist by the name of Roitaloin, who now tends to a forest that Fufucha herself led the planting of many years ago. My words as a friend will not reach Fufucha now. Only a fellow botanist who understands the depth of her worries can heal the wounds in her heart. I beg of you, Corey, speak with this Reuteloin and seek his counsel. Reuteloin tends to the forest surrounding the Timberlord's Lodge in the central highlands of Corthus. Please go quickly. Once Fufucha leaves our guild behind, I fear that she shall never return. Okay. I'll just pop, pop, and pop. Whee! Oh, right, there he is. Well met, Corey. Yanni told me to expect you. I am Reuteloin, a humble botanist plying his trade in these bleak lands. Botany is not simply my livelihood. I consider it my true calling. A calling I would never have discovered were it not for Fufucha's guidance. Needless to say, I was devastated to hear the news. All hope is not lost, however. As I have hit upon an idea. Tell me, Corey, are you familiar with the spruce tree? Yes. I do not blame you if you are not, as it is a rare sight these days. As Fufucha would tell it, in the years before the calamity, vast forests of spruce would stretch for malms and malms. What spruce trees you see today are the result of Fufucha's efforts to bring the flora of ages past back to Eorzea. Then why do they only appear during a certain time of day? By the way, gathering the spruce was a pain in the ass, because I had to wait for a specific time of day. Perhaps seeing that her work has borne fruit will convince her not to abandon her life as a botanist. Which, by the way, how does that make sense that some plants and metals and rocks and stuff only appear during certain times of day? Doesn't make sense to me. Knowing Fufucha as I do, the gesture would mean the most to her if the spruce were harvested by the hand of an apprentice close to her heart. Your hand, Corey. Before you set off, be forewarned. Spruce is still rare to these parts, and not easily discerned. Only one with knowledge of the truth of the forest could hope to identify such trees, and then only after straining the eyes from the break of dawn. If your eyes are true, friend, you will come upon mature trees, unlike any you have seen before. Harvest from them 3 spruce logs and bring them back to me. Yep. Yes, yes. Got your 3 spruce logs. Remarkable gathering, Corey. I see that Fufucha has trained you well. I had a mind to deliver them to Fufucha straight away, but I just received some troubling news. You have heard that we here in Corthus are locked in war with the dragons, have you not? A recent dragon raid has left many soldiers and settlers without shelter. A carpenter in the area is doing all he can to construct new lodgings, but lumber is in painfully short supply. I share your concern for Fufucha, but I am sure you agree that our first priority as botanists is to help those in need. Why, Fufucha herself taught me as much. Please, Corey, seek out the carpenter and deliver to him some spruce logs, that the people of Corthus need suffer without a roof over their heads for no longer. I thought these spruce logs were supposed... Okay, whatever. What do I know? Oh, I'm just jumping off mountains and breaking my chocobo's legs. I'm looking forward to having flight. Hi. Yes, on the off chance that you're either blind or stupid, I'm a busy man. I guess you don't want this wood. Busy doing what you say? Searching for lumber, that's what. We've no end of houses that need rebuilt after being smashed to bits by those damned dragons. Or haven't you noticed that there's a war going on here? Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I've no time for chit-chat. Take a look around. These ain't hospitable lands. Without shelter, people will die. Damn it all. Is there not a single sturdy log left in all the highlands? I got some sturdy logs here. Why, I've never seen wood like this. Where in the name of the 12 did you find this? To think that lumber of this quality could be found in this land. Why, I'll not forget this kindness, friend. Those trees will save lives. Those trees will save lives? Wait, it's Fufuja. You bet they will, little missy. Speaking of which, whom do I have the pleasure of addressing? My name matters not. I am just a humble botanist, and nothing more. I would bid you speak to my colleague Reuteloin at the Timberlord's Lodge. He will see that you never want for lumber. I don't know who you are, miss, but I'm glad we met. The gods are truly watching over us today. 3 pieces of log to rebuild houses. Fabulous. But oh no, I have to use all 3 of those to make one fucking plank. Shall we go for a walk, Corey? When Yanni suggested I travel to Corthus, I had not the slightest idea what she had in mind. The moment I laid eyes on this forest, I remembered. This was your intent, was it not, Corey? You, Yanni, and Reuteloin? Your gentle concern for my faltering heart is not lost on me, nor is the meaning of this forest. The trees themselves speak volumes. The seeds, the art of botany, the love and reverence for nature that we brought to Ishgard have taken root in the lands and the hearts of the people, and grown strong, strong indeed. As strong as the majestic spruces that once more graced these snow-swept highlands. The spruces that will now provide shelter and comfort to those who have been ravaged by war. Exactly. You can't think of it like supporting the war. You have to think of it as saving lives. Like the Twelveswood, this forest has suffered greatly in these times of strife, and yet this forest has strength. A strength it has harbored since time immemorial, and one it shares with us. A strength that goes beyond logs we harvest or the herbs we gather. I must never forget the lessons I have learned here today. On the contrary, I must share what I have discovered here, that hope might take root again in the hearts of our countrymen. Let us return to Gridania, Corey. The Twelveswood is calling us home. I have to, walk so slow to keep pace with her. Alright. Have to take baby steps to keep up with the baby Lalafell. Okay. Back to the Botanist Guild. Do you hear, Corin? The leaves whisper to us, welcoming us home. To think that I almost turned my back on them forever. The battles rage on, and the forest will not go unscathed. Gridanian and Ixil hack away at innocent branches and uproot flowers and shrubs for their own self-seeking causes. The sadness, the powerlessness is at times too great to bear. And yet, if I were to walk away, who would tend to the wounded forest in my stead? There is only so much that a lone botanist can accomplish, and yet every seed that is planted, every tree that takes root brings us one step closer to a future where we live in harmony with the forest. If my pain and frustration, my eyes had been blinded to this truth, Thanks to you, Yanni, and Reuteloin, I see again. Rest easy, Corey. I will remain here at the Growery. How could I not? The forest needs every friend it can muster in these dark times, and it would seem I still have much to learn. I would be honored to continue walk the path of Botanist with you, not as a guildmaster and apprentice, but as peers, fellow shepherds of the forest. Be you ever safe in your travels. Yay! And that is all of the level 50 quests for all of the crafters and gatherers. Now, I do want to check on one thing real quick, because I believe these tools are upgradable. All of the tools that I got for the level 50 quests. I think. I don't know for sure. But I think you can upgrade them all. I think they're like, kind of like the relic weapons, but tools. And I think you do it by talking to this guy. Super tools? Okay. So, yes. So I need to get, so I use the tool, some Mastercraft demi-materia, and an appropriate item that I assume must be crafted or gathered. Or are they only for crafters? Oh no, here they are. For the land. Okay, so oof. So I will probably work on these, because why not? And he also has, what else does he have in here? So basically a lot of, gatherer stuff and crafter stuff. Miscellaneous. Oh, cool. Guess I can also train in things for other things. Ooh, including demi-materia. Well, that would have been useful to know earlier when I was trying to get some of that stuff. I did buy all of the master crafting tomes, so I got all of these by crafting all of the materials. So I did do the thing. Yeah. Of course, I don't have access to all of the master crafting tomes because I need access to scripts for everything past 3. And guess what expansion you have to be in to start getting scripts? Yeah, not this one. Anyways, that is... Actually, let's go... That is all of the quests for today. Next time I stream, which I'm probably going to take a couple of days off, next time I stream, it will be back to main scenario. So, this is all for today. Thank you for watching. Oh my goodness, I am tired and my throat is very sore, but thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time. Yeah, bye!